Hello, everybody. Welcome to our 9th session of All Fun and Dice. Travis, I'll ask everybody to put their phone on silent.
Yeah.
But we're going to jump straight in. We're starting a little later than normal, so I'm just going to jump straight into our recap. Then, following the battle with a pack of strange, ice-covered wolves and a bear, our party was shocked to see Lonan collapse, afflicted by the same strange curse. After a tense rest, in which Pippin used one of the 2 remaining Lydia's blessings to cure Lonan of the curse, the party set out into the cold night. After hours of travel through the increasingly deep snow and harrowing blizzard, an enormous pillar of ice was spotted in the distance. The pillar turned out to be a frozen steeple, marking their arrival to Rasberg. The closer to the coast the group got, the more of Rasberg was revealed. All the building coated in thick layers of ice, with their tenants trapped inside. While crossing the frozen bay, the party encountered a wall of thick, condensed blizzard, which encapsulated the Isle of Ivern in a towering castle of ice. Within these walls, the Ice Queen was revealed, and our party fought a group of her grunts, after she declared it would be quite fun. So we resume after that battle with the laughter of the Ice Queen. Ha 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 ha! That was wonderful, everyone! There's a disembodied voice echoing through the icy chambers. Well, continue on. Come and find me. A little game of hide and seek now, I guess.
Oh, I got hit in that fight, guys.
I think everyone did.
Oh. Is everyone okay? Erie, are you okay?
Erie was pretty good.
I guess. I'm pretty sore.
Oh, can I,
So
how
Erie,
sore?
We were pretty far away from each other. How does everybody look?
How many hit points do you have?
Because I think I was on the other side of the room. Erie was like right in front of the one thing that was like shooting arrows at her.
Yeah, just constantly.
everybody is fairly close because you guys all moved together because Knack was fighting off the Frostbound curse, which is currently still dripping off of his beard. Erie, because you fell unconscious, you actually have a level of exhaustion currently. So Erie is quite tired. But yes, you guys are fairly all close, clustered around the room. The icy balconies around where the archers were, you can see some like bodies slumped over top, like arms dangling off of the bodies of the archers that you saw, no longer covered in ice. The pedestal at the front of the room with a large, jagged, icy throne. And off to your right and your left, there are 2 hallways that's all you can really see. They're kind of like jagged, nothing really uniform, almost like ice shards of ice, very rough looking on your left and right. Yeah.
Can I examine the bodies? Because I know when I examined the ice wolf and the ice bear, they were still alive.
Sure. So Pippin wants to take a look around for the 3 bodies that you can get to.
Yeah, I want to examine them.
Okay. Roll a medicine check. You want to see how everybody in the room was, right, Lonan?
Yeah, I just want to see like how everybody like looks and stuff.
We're just roll a quick perception check for me to see how maybe how level-headed you are right now.
Okay. I don't think I'm like that. I remember like I healed up a little bit last time. But...
Yeah, you don't like. It's not like no disadvantage. It's just a normal perception roll.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get,
Struggling so hard for it.
I'm trying to get the rest of my roll. What the hell is my roll so bad?
Throw those dice in the garbage.
These
are his new
These are the new
ones.
ones I just bought.
Oh, throw
Well,
those dice
well,
in
they're
the garbage.
pretty.
It's clearly you.
You said perception, sorry?
Yeah, just perception.
7.
7. It wasn't a high roll, so you can see a lot of people around you were. And most everybody is looking pretty rough. Willow, you didn't really get hit too much in that fight.
I got hit once, so it
So
was like
Willow,
a decent hit, but
Valiantly, like whipping these fireballs around and knocking a lot of people out. You look fine, but the rest of you guys have taken some hits. Erie definitely looks the worst out of the group.
Okay.
She looks bags under her eyes.
for some reason my hair is whiter than it was before.
Yeah, you're a bit too shocked to notice that moment. No.
Like Anna from...
So I wouldn't notice that Erie's like in pain.
You notice she's in pain, but you don't notice her hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Erie, are you okay? You don't look very good.
I don't feel very good.
Just like looking around, I'm obviously seeing that everyone's, looking pretty beat up right now. Just curious, do you think it's safe to stay here while we... I don't know if we can travel along any further. Can any of you guys heal Eerie, or who else is hurt as well too? It looks like Pippin's... okay.
Pippin looks decent. Willowa is like pretty unscathed.
Yeah.
Knack is fairly hurt, I believe.
I know I healed myself.
So Knack was hurting, but you would think Knack is hurt. You can't quite tell. You just know he was afflicted by the curse.
Okay.
And I don't know about Gray. How's Gray look?
All good? Yeah.
Gucci. Gray looks
Gucci.
Well, I
Looks
mean,
so
we
low.
can, stop for a moment, kind of collect ourselves,
Short
and
rest.
then...
I just realized I'm at 9 HP, so I thought it was at 18, but I took 10 damage.
The adrenaline wears off, and you're like,
Actually, I'm dying!
Wait, so if you're at 18...
No, sorry, I meant, I took 10 damage last time. I don't know if I healed up for 9, probably when I did the short rest roll or whatever that is.
The second win.
Oh, second win,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The second
Short
roll.
rest roll.
Short rest roll.
of course.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was just
One of those
rolling.
short rest
Just rolling and healing.
So for my
Let's just collect
check,
ourselves.
for looking at the bodies, my medicine check, I rolled a 22.
Okay, so you can very clearly, you haven't even really moved around the room yet. You can see that two of the bodies on the ground that actually with that high roll, you can see that the 4 archers even above, they're alive. You can see like small movements. You have to like watch for a little while because their breathing is so slow. But no, there's no frost collecting on anyone. So you can see all the archers on their pedestals still look good. And you can see that the one closest to the rest of the group is okay, but you can tell the other 2 bodies are perished.
Okay.
The ice just hasn't like melted off of them. There's little burns and scars on their bodies that I don't think they've died.
The
from
ones
something.
on the ground that I go up to, is there anything on them that I can take?
So
Like any weapons?
it's fairly clear that a lot of the ice has melted away. A lot of their weaponry was made purely from their form. But you can tell that in the center of the room, there is it looks like an axe, a battle axe of sorts. They caught it on the ground fairly early. When Worthington knocked out the one, that guard dropped an axe, and that still is around.
Alright, I will pick up the axe.
It's chill to your touch.
Guys,
Yes.
most of these goons are still alive. They appear to be unconscious. I'm not sure. I don't know if I told you, but when we fought the ice wolves, after we killed them, or after we knocked them out, they were still alive. Most of them, not all of them. The one that you javelined, Gray, it was very clearly dead. But I think that the other ones that we kind of attacked with fire, I think it just melted away the ice. But their bodies underneath were still alive.
Do you believe that it's possible that once they're cured of this ice, that they'll just go back to their normal beast form and they're okay after this? Should we?
If you guys want to take a rest, I can ritual cast detect magic, and then I'll be able to see if they're still cursed.
I definitely need to take a rest.
I think that we should take a
I'm
rest and
exhausted.
regroup.
This
I
is-
am quite fatigued.
This is going to be.
I would say that.
I don't know about staying inside this area. If we should stay here. It seems odd that we're just going to remain in an area where we just saw the Ice Queen. What if we're sleeping
Well,
and she?
she's.
Yeah.
We
I don't think we
leave.
were I gonna don't sleep think we can anyways.
Yeah, the door behind
The
us.
door Yeah. shut behind us.
Plus,
Yeah.
she said to come find her. I think she's gonna probably wait.
Can I
Is
look
it-
at the room? What options are
Is there a possibility of somebody going up and I point to all the areas around us because we have the
Yep.
four things above us,
Yep.
right? How far up? There's the 30 feet, right?
Yep, they're 30 feet up.
Is there
15.
is there a back walk? Is there a back stairway leading up there?
From what you can tell, there is no. They're just
They're just there.
They're just there. You can't see any alcoves. Gray, with your 15 investigation, you see again the things I mentioned before, but you turn the 2 hallways on your left and right, and the large jagged throne with its step up onto a pedestal. But as you turn to look towards the door that you guys came out of, you see just that etch that was there before on the outside. It doesn't look like a real door. It looks like someone just carved a door into ice for
We're
decoration.
stuck.
It's kind of see-through, or is it just hard?
You can't see through it. You can tell that there is light coming from outside. Like there's like it's like somewhat penetrating, but it's refracting all over, and it's really hard to judge the depth of it. You guys can really pay attention when you walk through.
I say everybody just rests. I can sit and watch. Just keep an eye.
Do you think that we should could we possibly use your friend Himmaculum? Sorry,
Tenaculum?
Tenaculum, sorry.
Yeah, Lonan, why don't you sit down?
You're delusional.
Do you think that we could use him to bring us up 30 feet onto the balcony, or is that possible for him to do that?
He can levitate one of us, yeah, but I can only do that so many times. So if you want to use one of the uses, we can.
Probably not a good idea then.
Does anybody have a grappling hook?
No.
You could make one.
Out of gold. I mean, I guess I could do that.
I don't really think that we need to get up there, to be honest.
I mean,
Why?
there's two roads for us to go.
I think that's just where
I
the
would
the
just- I would
snipers were
just
sitting.
rest. I think everyone should just rest.
I'm going to crawl into a kind of corner of the room.
Okay, which corner do you want to go
I
to?
want to go into this corner.
Okay, so the corner that is closest between the door and the left-hand
Yes.
passageway.
Yes.
So it's covered by, it's almost like a little awning. It's a little darker there because the refracting light isn't penetrating from the
Yeah.
ceiling. But it's not dark. It's still
I'm not
light.
like laying down, but I'm just kind of like, backing myself into the corner,
Yep.
leaning, and closing my eyes.
So you guys are planning a short rest?
Well, as they're short resting, can I ritual cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, short rest is 1 hour.
Okay.
You have
Well,
to connect.
I think maybe we should try to take longer than a short rest.
You want to sleep in here?
I mean, I don't want to, but I'm pretty tired. I mean, and I don't have much left in me.
I don't think that we have that option.
If we're going to be here for a while, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for myself, it would be nice to regain, our strength before we continue on.
I agree. Yeah. I mean,
And I look at Eerie as well. I'm like kind of like pointing you guys in the direction of like, without like not even
Yeah.
like to basically let you guys know.
My
like,
eyes are closed.
Yeah.
Does Eerie have exhaustion?
Yes.
Yes.
Eerie has a level of
Yeah.
exhaustion.
She can short rest the other way?
No.
Long rest.
Long rest.
I
You
have-
guys would know that we are using the alternative. Like we're using a little bit harder. We're using lingering wounds.
The
So
what-
you guys
We're using what?
Sorry?
lingering wounds as is one of the little additional things we're using in this campaign, and that's why you have exhaustion from falling unconscious. You guys all would know that you can get rid of it either using healing magic, and instead of getting hit points, it will remove the exhaustion. But it only works with this type of exhaustion. Or during a short rest, someone can use a medicine check to attempt to remove the exhaustion. And you guys would all know this as
But my hit
characters.
points would stay the same.
You can use your hit dice during your short rest to regain hit points. But yeah, your HP would increase from the medicine check or from the magic healing if
Well,
someone uses
I'll
that.
examine. I'll do the medicine check then.
Okay. So you guys are all agreeing to taking a short rest then?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to agree with Nak in this situation. Nak is mentioning that we should obviously sleep longer and regain.
I mean, we can try, but if we take too long, the queen might just come back for
And
us.
attack us again.
And then we might be in the middle of sleeping, and that could be worse.
Mhm.
That's the
I
only
mean,
thing, right?
Have
we
you
have
ever
to
played
think about
hide and
what's
seek, and then they
best.
never came to look
I'm
for
worried.
you?
I'm
Look
worried that
for
we
them.
continue on with low, low strength. I don't know how far we can continue on.
Yeah, I mean, I can pretty much swing my hammer, and that's all I can do now. I'm really tired, guys.
I don't
Okay.
even think I can pick up my staff right now.
I think that we should take a short rest. I don't think we should take a long rest because we're literally trapped in an ice castle with a magic ice queen.
Oh, with
I don't-
all these bodies that are still
With all these
breathing,
bodies that are still alive.
That may or may not
come back.
still be cursed.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we don't have to leave them alive.
that's true, but I still think that I don't think we're in a position to just like roll out our sleeping bags and go to bed.
Well,
Should we take it to a vote?
I mean, I understand where you guys are coming from. Obviously, we want to be at our.
If you think that we
Highest
must
strength,
go
but-
on right now, I suppose I can try and gather the strength to walk, but I can't fight.
Yeah, I will not be able to heal anybody. I'm way too tired for that.
I'm fine with any length of rest. I do need rest, but I can't fight the way I am right now.
Well, let's take a short rest and
Well-
see if anything happens. It'll be an hour, and if we get any, like if she starts talking to us through the walls again or something, we can deal with that
Decide.
then.
Okay.
But
How is that different than just taking a long rest and seeing if that happens? At least we can have people start trying to sleep this off.
I guess I can put an alarm around where we're sleeping,
Okay.
Yeah.
like a magical alarm, if
Mhm.
someone tries to enter, if they're like invisible or something, or some sort of presence.
DM, can I
Yeah.
lay on hands the exhaustion away?
Yep. But it wouldn't do that. It wouldn't give any hit points.
It would
You
just
have
do
to dump.
one.
You would have to do 5.
Oh, so it's a disease effect?
It would, for your land hands function, it would have to be 5
Okay.
to take away this.
Hmm.
That'd be too OP. Can't trivialize it.
Well, I'm okay with staying awake and starting to let people sleep, so
You want to take first watch?
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I will stay up with you, but I will not be taking first watch. I will be detecting magic and casting alarm. So I'm gonna take
Okay.
20 minutes to do those
Okay.
rituals.
I can take second watch, so feel free to wake me up.
I'll wake you up in a bit.
I'm gonna cast detect magic.
So you can start ritual casting.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the corner, excuse
Yeah,
me,
so
that
you
you
guys are
went
all
to
in
lay
the
down
one
in.
corner.
Yeah, I have my lean-to.
Okay. Oh yeah.
You do?
So I will. Yeah, I will,
Yeah,
I will
he
request
had it
it's
in the bag.
collapsible. Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh, I
I'll
thought you
request
meant it was
that.
already there. I was like,
No, no.
when? You should set that
Tip
up.
support. Can I just get my lean-to really quick? Okay, thanks. And then I'll set it up as kind of like effectively a shield for where we're sleeping. So if anybody does come in and try to potch on us or something like
Only about 2 people would be able to fit under
That's
the lean-to,
fine.
but it would be against something.
yeah, like just a barrier.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'll go sleep over there too.
Fine. So everybody else is just resting. You guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
try to
sitting
rest
in
as
the
much as I
throne.
can.
Yeah.
Me and Matt-
I
you
wanted
can
to-
if you want.
I wanted to go check out the throne.
Mac and I are just spooning in the corner.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Cute.
Who's Big Spoon and who's Little Spoon?
You're
I'm
just
Big Spoon.
Yeah. And Max just like
Yeah, I'm
Cuddle
bigger than
me.
Max, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
makes
to
I mean,
Max
he's
to be
thick,
Spoon.
but you're like
Yeah.
taller.
He's
I
big,
don't know
but
if
I'm
with
tall.
my belly, if I could get my arm around you. Probably. So, yeah.
Okay,
Me and
so
Pivot are spooning the other.
with the
other
2
corner.
resting, you guys can do like a small little like you can't do like a thorough investigation to get your short rest, but you can do like you can look around mildly. But whoever wants to look at the throne can roll their
I was just gonna go
investigation.
sit in it.
Okay, you can roll
I'll go
investigation
look.
then,
Yeah,
and you can just go sit.
Yeah, I was because I'm watching like the room, so it's a good spot to kind of monitor everything.
As you sit down, your whole body kind of just like you can like see like frost like steaming off of your body as like because your body temperature is so much warmer than the air in the throne itself around you.
That's cool.
Natural one.
No,
Yeah.
you
You're
It's
just so
it's-
taken with me and my own beauty.
you actually
Yeah.
think it might be made of crystal.
Whoa.
He's like, wow.
Whoa, that's an expensive throne. We could sell that for a lot.
I think you need to get some rest.
His eyes look like it's
I'm
been
just like
punched.
examining it everywhere.
Oh.
How's Worthington?
Worthington didn't get hit once. Worthington is just curled up outside of the lean-to outside one of the doorways.
Okay, I'll go hang out with Worthington and try to pet him while I fall asleep.
Right, just roll an ammo handle.
He did take 1 point of damage.
Oh.
I don't remember from what, but he did. Take
Worthington did?
Yeah.
19.
19. Yeah, Worthington. You sit down and he like, cuddles up to you a little bit as you sit down, lays his head on your knee, lets you scratch his head.
I will fall asleep and attempt to regain all my strength.
Every single one.
So
Yeah.
after the 20 minutes, you can describe how you want to do your magics if you want.
So around where everyone's sleeping in the corner, I'm gonna take out one of my flasks and mix together a little potion and just like pour a little perimeter line where we're sleeping to cast my alarm spell.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm gonna cast my detect magic spell.
And every time they drip, it will flare into like a silver patch of light.
Sure. And then after that, I'm gonna cast my detect magic, and I'm gonna take like a little eyedropper, and drip it in my eye. It'll glow.
So as soon as the detect magic takes place, you almost have like a sensory overload as your whole surroundings light up with evocation magic. Every surface around you, except for the actual people in the room. like just explode into this magical light
Alright,
in
I'm
your
like,
senses.
wow. Willow, there's a lot of magic in here.
Yeah, like what kind of magic?
Like, I think she summoned this entire castle. I guess we knew that, but it's all magical ice.
Am I still looking at the throne right now?
Yeah, you're like chipping a little bit away. And
It's
you
been
think,
20
With
minutes.
this throne.
Yeah, he rolled an
Yeah.
ice.
Greg, go to sleep. We don't have a lot of time here.
But is this throne magic?
Go to sleep. Yes, all the ice is magic.
He's like tasting the dirt on the floor.
It's actually just ice and like salt.
So, do the people, the still alive enemies that we fought, are they giving off, like, I know I checked when we seen Mara or whatever,
Mala.
in the inn, I could see, like, the curse in her with my detect magic. Can I see it still in them?
You can't see it in the 2 dead bodies, obviously, and you can only really see a third one, the one on the ground. But you do see the like a much dimmed version of the magic stuck in their chests and in their head, but not as like strong and potent as it was in Mala.
I'm going to reach on my belt and look at the cold axe that I grabbed.
Okay, it's an axe.
Does it give off a magical glow?
Yes, it gives off evocation as well. Specifically, the blade, where it's still coated in frost.
Ooh, okay, we'll put that in my bag of holding. Willowa, these people who are still alive, are they humans?
They look human to you. You can't really see these ones very well. You can only see arms and the spare leg, maybe some hair. But the one that's alive on the ground is like a human woman. Yes.
Do they look like Do they look like villagers?
You don't really know what villagers like. They look like people. They just are kind of in common garb. Nothing
Okay.
fancy. They're not like wearing fine silks.
Okay.
But yeah, they just look like regular people.
So I think it's fair to assume that these people are probably from the village, and she turned them into ice like slaves.
Curse
Yeah. But the ones that are still alive still have the curse inside them. So
Do you think maybe we should like tie them up or something?
yeah,
So
want
they
to tie
don't-
them to the throne or something? Maybe we don't have something to grapple them to.
Yeah, we can just do it to the throne.
All right, I'll pull out a bunch of rope out of my bag of holding like a magician.
At the end is like a pair of your underwear.
Yeah, permanent. Sorry. All right.
Sorry.
So then me and Willowa will move the one on the ground who's alive. We can't reach the ones in the top.
No,
I guess if we see them moving, we'll blast them.
we can try.
It's just murder.
We'll just keep an eye. Okay. I think I'm gonna go to sleep after we're done tying these people. You're good at knots, so just show me how to do it.
So yeah. I'll
You can just do it. Like you've done knots for a long time. You know what you're doing.
All right. Good night. Please don't let us die.
It's just Willow watching. She's just like bringing.
Yeah, very robotic. Like her eyes, her head doesn't even move.
Yeah, it's
her
just
eyes.
my-
Before I go to sleep, I will give you tenaculum.
It's that slimy, almost a little bit more like tacky than regular because of the cold.
Was it like super quiet in this room before? Like, was it like? Was it very echoey? And you could
Your
only hear-
voices echo immensely every
like,
time.
Yeah,
you're
that's what I was,
talking.
okay. I guess we weren't really that cautious with like how loud we were being after.
Yeah. Hey, Pepe.
Yeah. The windows shattered.
Let's sleep.
There actually are no windows.
Make
It's all
laughs
just
and
solid
always.
sheets of ice that are like just using light into the room.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
So, Willowa, roll just a perception check for me.
18.
18. So Willowa, about, you'd guess like maybe 45 minutes into the rest, maybe 50 minutes, you hear like a clacking.
Almost like shoes.
Almost exactly like shoes. Coming from the left-hand corridor.
I was picturing a horse.
So was I! So was I!
When you were like, were you almost like shoes? I was like, that makes much more sense.
Just,
I was picturing like.
Just
Heels.
majestic horse.
It's the donkey. It's the donkeys we left behind.
Oh
Who's closest to you? Everybody's kind of like in a group, like right all over here.
And that's the sound that I'm hearing.
It's
from,
coming
on that
from
side?
this hallway.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of like rush over to the corner.
As you stand up, you see a hand lay across the side. It's a familiar blue of the ice cream that you saw earlier. Darling, why are you waiting around? I said this was a game. And this isn't very much fun.
What would be fun?
Well, I said hide and seek. I've been waiting for almost an hour.
I'm just like,
Yes, I was concerned about that as well,
Yeah.
because I like games.
I knew you were the most sensible. You know, the blue complexion, I could just tell. And again, the ice queen, the large snowflake-esque, like, headpiece almost above her head, with a circlet holding a veil over her eyes. Long, slender, alien form. Much more like thin and sharp than any race you've seen before, any human.
Well, I don't want to make you wait any longer. Let me wake my friends and we'll come and find you.
Well, good, dear. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I'll be gone now. And
Okay,
she'll
perfect.
run. You'll hear like fast heels clapping, and then they just stop.
What the fuck?
And I'm gonna like run the rest of the way to everyone and be like, get up! Get up!
What happened?
Yeah, so you guys all can benefit from your short rest.
Okay.
If anyone wants to roll any hit dice to your hit points, do it now.
where's all my dice?
Knew that was gonna
Wait,
happen.
what are we rolling against?
I knew it was gonna happen.
You get your hit points are based on your class.
Listen to me.
You all have three hit dice that you can
We have
use
three?
any number. Yeah, because you're all level 3.
Oh,
2D8.
It tells you right here, I think, right?
Yeah, you should have
Oh,
D10.
I just only have
down.
2 written down.
Mine's 2D8.
Yeah, it should be 3.
Okay.
You should have 3 because you're level 3.
Oh,
What's your
3D8.
constitution modifier?
Every time you
Is
roll,
it?
you add your constitution modifier to it, yes. And that's how much hit points you regain.
So I got 9 back. So
Okay.
I am full on 2.
The queen was very angry that we didn't go and find her right away.
She was
and-
here?
Yes.
Okay.
And
What did I say?
I avoided chaos by talking to her sensibly.
Wait, plus your constitution modifier?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that
each
would
dice.
be-
So
You have 0?
So,
This
wow,
is what
I
you
regained
rolled.
14.
oh, that's pretty good though.
That's a good little power nap.
Okay, I'm gonna jump up and quickly pack up my sleeping bag. I knew this would happen.
Oh my god.
Same.
I
That's why I
said
didn't even bother sleeping.
I
What is
knew
it?
it.
2d10 plus what?
You could
Constitution?
roll. You
Your
could roll hit dice
constitution
still if you
modifier.
wanted to.
So,
1.
12.
Alright.
Oh, no, 1.
Um,
Wow, that's
Well, shouldn't have rolled
Yuri still
anything.
has
is that your hit die?
What's your constitution?
Plus
3.
You get 4 back.
That's
I
not so
regained
bad.
5 HP, that's horrible.
Oh,
Does Erie still look tired?
Yeah, do I have
Eerie-
exhaustion still?
Eerie is still exhausted.
Alright.
I'm going to examine her and try to do a medical save, like you said, to try to remove her exhaustion.
Just because it's not the end of the rest, I will allow that. But typically, for moving forward, you have to do it during the rest.
I would have if we weren't long resting.
Well,
Long rest.
Shalom.
Long resting.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah.
Oh, not good.
Hey.
I rolled a 6.
6. So you attempt to diagnose how you could help Eerie, but you're not used to cold-based illnesses, and a lot of what Eerie is facing is because of the cold. She's shivering. A lot of the damage she's taken has been ice damage, so you're not really sure how to help her. And
Oh,
so
no.
sadly the check does not pass. You failed the check.
Okay, Eerie, if we get into a fight again, drink this as soon as it happens.
No. Move over. I'm
Um,
just gonna put my hand over Erie's head. 5 points.
Almost like a shower of like you had another
Sweat.
sweat.
no
Yeah.
of inky darkness falls over your head
A
from
black
from
ichor.
Gray's hand, and you feel a chill deeper and different than the
Okay.
ice. But you feel better after.
Great.
I
and
regained 5 more hit points.
Nope,
Nope.
you
Oh.
Good enough with you.
lose exhaustion.
Oh.
Great. Is there a way that you can send some of that over here?
Are you exhausted, Lonan?
Oh, sorry. It looked like you were healing her, from what I could see.
No.
No.
I just.
Well, what
It was a
did
pick me up.
What did you just do?
Just some emergency first aid. You tried twice, couldn't do it.
Yeah, sorry, it's been a long day.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep last night either.
I felt
It's only been an hour.
Yeah,
weird.
well,
No, the day before.
Oh.
You felt weird?
It made me feel weird.
yeah, guys, we all dead.
So, are we going through the left hallway or the right hallway?
Well, she went down the left hallway.
So we should
and
go at
if
the
we
right.
don't follow, if we don't try and find her, she's gonna find us again. And I think if we make her wait any longer, she's just gonna. She won't be as civilized next time.
I
don't
agree.
think.
Did she mention which way to go down? Did she? Just...
Well, she went down the left hallway, like this hallway here. So I think we should just go.
I think this
that
is
way.
part of the game. We
I
should
think,
go
yeah.
right.
wasting
Part of
time might not be.
hide-
Let's
the
go
option.
left.
Not telling.
Are there doors on the hallways or are they both open?
They're open. They have some ornate arches over top of them leading into ravaged, kind of rough-looking, icy corridors.
Alright, hypothetical. What if we're all already frozen? And this is a
Okay.
dream.
So I'm gonna
That's a
whistle.
thought.
I'm gonna whistle.
Okay.
Whistle.
Whistle.
I'm gonna whistle to Bernadette.
He's already beside you. He like startles awake.
Yeah. Okay, so
Was he able to regain any health during that short rest?
At one
yeah,
point?
he wouldn't have hit.
you still got one HP.
Yeah, he would regain his 1 HP from hit dice.
Okay.
He would only have 1 hit dice.
Not a boy. Not a
Sure.
boy.
At this point, who should go first? I don't know if I should be the one.
Knack should go first, of course.
What?
Knack, can you come here for a second?
I could go.
Yeah, sure. But hang on, I gotta 1 second. I'll pack up my lean-to.
Yeah, it's quick.
Yeah.
You almost like pull a lever and it's like
Yeah.
into like a little briefcase. Socks.
He's drinking ale this entire time.
All right. What do you need, Pep?
He's got a keg.
I know that you mentioned that if you had a pearl, you could identify magic items.
Yeah, I probably did say that.
You said that a long time ago. We were back. This was back in like. We've been through a lot of towns. It was back a while ago, before we were in this winter. But
Was it in a tavern I said that?
you say a lot of things in taverns.
That's
but
true.
Is that true?
Yeah, I can do that.
I can do something similar, but I don't have a pearl,
Well,
and I don't think you do either. But I think that this might be a magical item, and I'm gonna pull out the ice axe.
Yeah.
And I think that you'd probably be better off using this than me.
is it? I'll investigate it. What's it?
Okay, roll an investigation on it. What are you trying to investigate?
I just want to. So I guess discern the type exactly. Like, is it one-handed, two-handed?
Okay.
Exactly.
Well,
if there's any runes or scripture or anything on it, or otherwise, like the make of it, if it's dwarvish or something.
Okay.
Investigation.
Yep.
10.
So 10. So right off the bat, even before Pippin hands it to you, you can already tell by the size and kind of the craft of it that it's a battle axe. Which you're familiar with. It's a versatile weapon. You can use one hand, two hand with it. Looking through it, it's hard to tell a lot from it. It doesn't look like there's any specific runes on it, but you do notice that when you try to brush away the frost on the blade, it doesn't budge, and even when you do manage to move a little bit, it kind of grows back into the same form that it was before. The handle is a dark, like almost ebony colored wood, and just with the weird lighting in the room and how it's like bright but almost dim. It's just weird because the light's refracting in. You aren't really able to tell much detail.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll try it out. I guess.
It had, what school of magic did it have when I looked at it?
Evocation.
Yeah, it is invested with some sort of evocation magic.
Yes.
So maybe try using that if we get in a fight next time, and we'll see what it does.
Will do.
And then when we find a pearl, we can figure out if it's like cursed or something.
Great.
The bear gets cursed.
Good luck, you're first in line.
You're selling this real well.
You look by the way you're first.
I spank him to go forward.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
now it like echoes through the room like wop 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 wop.
So I
The
will.
queen's getting giddy.
I'll sling my warhammer across my back,
Okay.
and I'll have that, and then my shield.
Okay.
All right. Are we ready to go?
Let's go.
All right. Pip, you first.
No. Here, and I'm gonna take Tenacula and Muffle Bulwa.
It's almost like more of a Velcro sound this time.
It's like you did a face mask. Like your pores are so clean.
Yeah, like your arm is glistening.
And I'm gonna give Tenaculum to you as well.
Gee, thanks.
You're welcome. He'll keep you safe. Alright, marching order.
Let's be careful while we go down. I'll be behind Nak.
Okay, so and by the look of the hallway, it is only you can walk in twos, a little tight. It looks like it would be normally you could walk like one going in each direction, but so you guys can choose how you want to walk.
I'll
So
be
we
in the
can do
back.
2 abreast.
Yep.
2 abreast.
Good
Two
work,
abreast. Are we gonna do 2 abreast, or are we gonna do one in front of the other?
I think we should do 2 because then, like, if anything happens, we can have more than one person in front. That way,
We're
one
walking
person-
closer together that way.
Yeah.
Alright,
So I'll be next.
I'm
I'll
in
be.
the back.
I'll be standing next to Nak then.
I'll be in the middle.
I'll be in the middle with
And let's put Worthington
I'll be in the
in
back.
front of us.
Oh, no.
No, we want Worthington behind us.
Well,
Right
I
behind
think we
us.
can like be in the middle, I guess.
Okay.
Worthington's almost like a
Gray.
second middle tier. He's
Yeah.
like in front of Gray and Willow, but behind.
Should we have just tied him up at the throne or something?
Yeah.
In
No.
a bowl of sand?
So
No.
let me confirm. Our front lines are Lonan and Nak. Our back line is Gray and Willowa, and our middle is Eerie and Pippin, and then, of course, the most important member of the party, Worthington.
Yeah,
Tenaculum.
correct.
Yeah. Okay. So as you guys make your way down, it's a little challenging to find your footing at times because of the jagged ice and the crystals that spike up. You guys never really hurt yourselves on it, but it does cause a couple stumbles, a couple trips. But eventually, after not very long, only about a minute of walking, an arch, like a curve, begins to become present in the way you're walking. There's no other options to go, just a bend in the tunnel, and it kind of starts to turn, like to go upwards and angle a little bit.
So we're walking up
Up
sheer ice.
and like it's not sheer
Okay.
because it's all jagged
Oh,
and
okay.
broken.
Said it was
and
Sorry,
it's,
yeah, you did say
it's
that.
rough
I apologize,
footing. It's not like a beautiful, like clean,
yeah.
just like geometric palace. It's very like jagged and very broken. So as you guys make this turn, it loops and kind of curves in strange ways, almost just like a natural cave formation made of this ice. Eventually, you guys, as you continue going forward, you see on your right, Lonan and Nak, a hallway begin to form on
Is
the
this
right.
is this all dark in here? Or is it lit up?
It is a weird lighting.
Like, is it reflecting off like all the glass and everything? Kind of?
Yeah, all the ice, the light of the day outside is like shining into the ice and like
Okay.
partially making it through. But so it's not like a full brightness, but it's like
So there's not a way for me to like peek around like corners because it's basically just like a veering hallway kind of thing, right?
yeah, there hasn't really been any sharp corners
Okay.
until you guys see this hallway.
Does
Okay.
it continue forward and then there's a sharp
It
corner?
continues forward and there is a sharp right.
Okay.
So it's a T intersection.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So well, I guess we'll approach it cautiously, and
Is there?
peek around.
And I'm gonna whisper Worthington. And I whisper for Worthington.
And he like pushes through,
And
like
I'm
you
gonna-
feel against
I'm
your
gonna
like
hold
Pippin.
his like fur on the back.
Okay.
But like, which is he like veering towards like any specific way?
Roll animal handling.
11.
He's veering right.
It's veering right. It seems
You
as
and you put great emphasis on
if,
this.
it seems as if Worthington would like to.
What?
What?
Go ahead.
It seems as if Worthington would like to go to the right. I think Nak that we should do that.
He's a wolf. I
Yeah.
don't know
What? Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we trust?
if I want to take direction from a wild animal.
Like maybe he
Yeah.
just smells food down that hallway.
Yeah, his brain is not very large.
Yeah.
He's just wagging the stick. You hear. Boom, 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 boom,
I
boom,
mean,
boom.
I don't really care which way we go, but
Well, it's hard to say, but I don't know if we should continue on without checking down the hallway first.
Yeah. Well, how far down does it go?
As you look right, you can see it goes on for a few dozen feet, and at the end you can see that it leads to, you can think maybe a staircase leading upwards. Doesn't look very steep, but you can't tell because of the weird like cavernous nature of these
Right.
hallways.
Yeah, well, it kind of looks like a staircase down there. I think, though, maybe we should clear out this room first.
Okay.
I mean, that's just my opinion. Just one dwarf's opinion.
Well, I think that's a fine
I'm
idea.
okay with that.
Let's
I
do
mean,
it.
yeah.
Let's go then.
So we're
Let's all go
Excuse me?
straight.
So
then.
you're
We're
gonna
gonna
go
go straight
straight.
then. Yeah.
So you
Proceed
continue
with
straight
caution.
Yep.
for maybe another 100 feet before you notice it curves up a little bit, and you notice another stop. And you notice a straight stop at the end of the hallway, and then another veering right.
right. It is.
I should be drawing a map.
Yeah.
So it's like an L.
Yep, like an L.
Yeah.
It's not as straight, like it's like rough and it's like more
Right.
angled than that, but
Sure.
Is sheer left or sheer right?
Shall we continue on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to whisper as much as I can.
In that corner, is there any unusual markings on the floor?
roll
Like foot tracks or
investigation.
anything like that? Foot tracks, footprints, tracks, you know what I mean?
Talk
Is
loud.
there breadcrumbs leading us?
Wes is like, is there an
Did she
apple in my-
leave like did she leave like a trail of clothing to her bedroom?
Yeah. What'd you roll?
I'm not going to discuss it.
Yeah.
He picks up,
One.
he picks up like a
It's a natural
fingernail.
one, yeah.
You,
Yeah.
Ew.
Knack, you see in the ground a trail of spikes leading up that you can swear is an arrow leading backwards. You, on your life, you see an arrow in the ground leading backwards.
Like pointing back.
Pointing to the way you
Where we
came.
came.
The way you came
An
from.
arrow.
It looks like there's an arrow pointing backward.
Like in an airport?
Can I look around and see where this arrow
A
is?
what?
Yeah, what?
Can I try to
what's
see where this
that?
arrow's at?
Yeah, roll investigation.
Also, where did I
Uh,
Where did?
8.
Yeah. Lonan, you, with Nax pointing, you can see, like, maybe if you, like, squint, you can see the arrow.
So I'm gonna look at the ground. Oh, I can sort of see it. I just want to.
Okay, let's keep
Oh.
going.
Seems as if we might be going the
Why
wrong way.
would we go back the way we came from? It
We can
doesn't
go
make
back to
any
the hall
sense.
and continue straight.
I think this is part of the game.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
What I think
I
would be
can't
an
see
unusual
anything
way to
from
mark
back
direction.
here, so I'm just staying
Yeah.
out of it.
You, you swear it's an arrow. You
Yeah.
can gleam, you swear.
Right, no, but I get that I think it's an arrow, but I'm asking, would it occur to me that that might be a weird way for somebody to mark direction, is like an arrow like beneath the see-through floor versus on a wall or
It's not beneath the floor.
Oh.
It is like the spikes coming out of the floor,
Oh,
like in
okay,
the
okay.
jaggedness of the floor,
Yeah,
is making an arrow.
right, but still, like that doesn't strike me as odd. I'm just like, no, 100%, like that's an arrow.
Well, I will
pointing
leave
this
it
way.
up to you, but you are dealing with a crazy ice woman who is playing hide and seek with you.
Sure.
So I will let you
So,
decide what you will.
Decipher as you want.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we're going the wrong way.
Well, if you ever. Do you see arrows in the clouds too?
I mean, I see lots of things in the clouds.
He does have a drinking problem.
And he's been sober for a while.
What should we do at this point? Should we continue on to go back? I don't know.
I think we should keep going. We haven't
Onwards.
seen her since we passed.
We
She
haven't
came
even
this
seen
way.
what's at the end of this hall.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
might as well just keep
Yeah, you guys
going.
kind of just stopped. You haven't looked around the corner yet.
We're just like at a corner. We're just like.
I mean, what's the
Alright.
worst that could happen?
We could just vote on it, I guess. I say backward.
I say
Onwards,
forward.
I say forwards.
Forward.
forward too.
We're going on.
Worthington licks the ground.
Alright.
That's his vote.
Great.
Yes, but you guys are wrong.
So we'll continue.
Okay,
We'll
so
continue on.
as you guys peek around the corner, you see a if you look at your sights, another staircase. This one is more of a spiral at the end of another probably like
Going
cut
up or
to
down? Is that like the end of the hallway? There's no other.
Nope, you hit
just
the
ends
end
on
and it
staircase?
turns right again. And it looks like you can only from where you're standing, you guys haven't walked down yet, you only see a staircase.
Okay. I Let's want do to keep it. going.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
Alright.
Okay?
Is it nice or is it like rough?
It is the staircase is not the same roughness as the ground. There's no arrows in the staircase.
There's
But-
no
Is the
arrow.
staircase like full of ice and stuff? Like, are we gonna?
It is the same kind of
Yeah.
it's not as jagged, it's a bit more polished. There's no like side railing to it, but and then just kind of leads up for I would guess maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 stories. It's hard to judge.
How narrow is this staircase?
You have to walk single file.
So
up
one
the
at a time.
stairs.
Bonek, be careful up there.
You got this.
To the guy that didn't want to go.
I'm going up alone.
I'll go with
There,
you.
sorry, we're going with you.
And
but-
I kind of push up, so I'm in front of you,
Okay.
and I'm behind Neck.
Okay.
Okay.
Well done, Erie.
So we go Knack, Erie,
Me.
Lonan.
Worthington.
No, Worthington
Pippin.
would be after Pippin. So
Okay,
Pippin,
sure.
Worthington, and
Worthington.
then who's next?
I'll go.
Okay,
And
Gray, Willow.
Willow's bringing up the rear.
Okay, so you
Okay.
guys
Yo.
ascend the staircase without trouble. It's a little slick again, as the small missteps have caused before. This one has a bit more risk because obviously you can fall like 2 stories down, and that would hurt.
No big deal.
But you guys make it up the stairs without problem. And at the top of the stairs, it's a bit of a domed room, and then you see a hallway leading. And it's hard to tell direction.
What's
at
inside
this
the
point.
domed room?
It's just the end of the stairs. You come up, from what you can
It's
tell.
like
Do you want to roll an investigation to see?
Should
Like
we
a
all
landing?
roll investigation? Like,
Is
can
it just like a landing?
No, I
Well,
wouldn't have.
Erie wanted to look specifically. It just looks like a landing to
Okay.
everyone.
Okay.
Erie
Well,
wanted to look specifically.
I rolled a 2.
Erie, it just looks like a landing to you as well.
Okay.
Yeah. It just looks like just a rough cavern again that is more room-like than the one you were just in.
Okay.
Yep.
Continue.
Continue.
There's only one path.
Alright.
So we'll go
So
down.
who's going first? Are we just gonna go
in order? I
Yeah,
guess?
Continue in same order.
Yeah.
same order? So you will let Lonan go ahead of you?
No.
The same order that we were running up the
Okay,
stairs.
so
We're
it'll
gonna be
be
next to Knack.
Knack, Erie, Lonan, Pippin, Willow, Worthington. And then Willow, Gray.
And don't
Okay.
forget.
How dare you?
So as you guys walk, it just, again, this one is a bit more harsh. This is the first real, like, elbow you've hit. It makes it hard turn to the right.
Okay.
So it's an L again, but a harsh L.
This one is
type.
the first, everything else has kind of been more like a natural flowing cavern.
Sure.
This one is kind of like a hard, like, actual hallway corner.
Is this leaving the domed room? Or
No, you walked out of the domed room straight,
Mhm.
and then a hard right.
Well, what's down the right?
Let's see.
You look down, and it just looks like a room. It just looks like a hallway. Not a room. It looks like a hallway. Sorry. It looks like a hallway just straight down.
Sure. Keep going.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
While we're watching, can I just look at the walls and stuff?
Okay. I roll an investigation.
11.
He's like
11.
so much crystal.
So as you're walking, it's still haven't seen the end of this hallway yet. Gray. A moment too late, you notice a weird carving encircling the hallway in front of you.
I haven't passed it yet.
You see it
Moment
in
too
front of
late,
you.
is that?
Shoot.
As you reach out to say something to your companions, Erie and Knack make a dexterity saving throw.
Ah!
Oh, hey,
That's
wait.
this- I should have let Lonan go first. He says wait, and I stop.
I saw as well.
But there's not enough time for the two of you.
Oh no.
Would you guys roll?
She rolled a 1.
That one.
I rolled a 6.
That's
Wow, you guys.
You hear a sharp crack, almost like a
Floor
glacier,
gives it.
falling off the side as Knack and Erie slide through a cavern in the floor that is just opening up beneath your feet.
Vernaculum cast levitation salve on Knack.
Can I try to grab your ear?
I'll try to touch it.
Okay.
Can I try to
Vernaculum's on
It
him.
is. You guys stopped
Okay.
when Gray said stop, so you guys are too far from Knack and Erie. Okay. So how many times can you use this between rests?
I can use it 3 times.
Okay, you've already used it once today.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
When?
You used it in
Coming
the forest. You flew above the trees.
Is this the next day though?
Yeah.
It isn't
Did-
between rests. It's every day.
Okay.
So how it works is I can do it 3 times a day.
Okay.
3/day.
Same day.
3 slash.
Okay, so this is my second use of it then.
Okay, perfect. So Knack, you start. So tell me exactly what it does.
Okay, so it's my buoyancy salve. The target gains a flying speed of 10 feet for 10 minutes. So
Okay, so now you feel a bit lighter, but you're still falling. But you feel this like lightness in you.
you can fly.
You can fly.
Well, no, I'm still falling, right?
Yeah, you're
He's
still
still
falling, but he
falling?
feels the lightness.
He doesn't know he can fly.
You can fly.
I stop falling.
Okay, so
It works.
roll.
I
just
start
roll a
popping
d.
my arms. Look at this now.
Roll a d20 for me. Just because I will let you do this. I just want to see how far you're gonna fall.
10.
10. Okay, so
Stupid dice.
you fall 15 feet before you stop falling.
So he's like,
So you are out of sight from. You can't see the rest of the party.
oh no.
Eerie
I die.
falls past.
Do I die?
A nat 1 though, that's
You
harsh.
stepped on the whip.
I'm assuming I wasn't able to try to grab her.
No,
Okay.
too much happening at once. You weren't able to grab her. Your stubby arms.
Eerie.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like you stopping and floating, and Eerie's just like past
You
you.
hit almost like a slide
Uh-huh.
as you you take 6 fall damage,
Okay.
so which is bludgeoning. As you slide and eventually thump almost like out of the ceiling onto the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not good. Not
Dying it?
Oh no.
Is this? Did this slide like close or?
Nothing is closed. The chasm is still
in
open
front of us.
in front of you. You can't see Knack unless you look, and no one's looking down. That
I
you
look
said
down.
yet. You can see Knack floating at the edge of a bend, but
Thank
Eerie
God.
is out of sight.
How wasn't anybody looking for trunks?
Yeah.
Knack, get up here.
It's a good
What?
thing you thought of
Fly
it when
up.
you did.
It echoes, and you can hear.
Shouldn't I
From
go
the top.
down?
No,
for Eerie?
go down and rescue Eerie.
Go get Eerie. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Go get Eerie and fly up with her.
Okay.
What do I see?
What you see, you are in a bend of a hallway, with above you the crevice that disallowed you to pass through as you fall. You're in another jagged hallway, very similar.
The
Is the
laundry
bend
chute
really
you fall out
close?
of.
Like, can I see?
Yeah, it's like you're almost in a small alcove.
The ice is
I want to peek my head around the corner.
Okay. And you just see it's an almost very similar hallway once again.
Okay. I'm okay! Ish.
fish.
Wait, ish.
I'm coming.
Ish, ish,
And I'll float down.
Very slowly. Because it takes, because you have a flying speed of 10,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's quick enough.
It's pretty slow.
You can do it for 10 minutes though.
Yeah, so it's pretty slow. So you fly down and you see the same sights that you see.
Is that gets a little elevator?
Is anyone else doing anything?
While this is happening, I'm just gonna be on guard, like watching our back.
On
Roll
guard.
perception.
Guys, should we
About 12.
Lonan, do you think you can jump over the pit?
How big is this thing?
You would guess the pit is 15, 20 feet wide. It opened quite large in the floor. It almost ripped apart.
We gotta get across when they get back up
Yes,
here.
I think it's probably going to be a good idea. To
Here, Willowa, you're good at knots. Can you tie this rope around Lonan, and then I'll hold the end with Greg? And then you jump, and then if you fall, we'll tug
just
you
pull
back
me
up.
up. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna just jump across.
Okay, what is your dexterity modifier?
+3.
Acrobatics.
Yep, roll an acrobatics check. Roll an acrobatics check.
Where's that?
Acrobatics is the skill.
Yeah. I so that +5, 8.
Did you already rolled?
I rolled a 3 + 8.
Okay,
+5,
so as you're
So I don't
running,
have to worry about
you're fairly confident with how you could normally make a jump like this, but you don't really account for the slipperiness of the ice. As you go to jump, your foot slips, and you jump, and you make it about halfway through the cavern before your momentum stops.
At this point, okay, pull me up. They
Oh,
pull
roll
me
a
up.
strength check.
Yeah.
I asked Gray to help me.
Okay.
I was.
Can I
Both
give
of
Gray
you roll-
advantage?
No, both of you roll a strength check.
Oh my
You're not
god.
proficient.
If you guys drop me,
Oh, not
I
bad.
like it with the rope.
17.
That is. 9.
So
17's good.
Pippin, you manage to maintain your grip on the rope as your feet slide. Gray, you were distracted by something. Maybe you were trying to keep watch around, and the rope burns through your hands and it loses your grip. So Pippin, you were like barely holding on at the edge of this cavern.
Can I
As you take 2 fall damage as you like whack against the side of this chasm.
Jeez.
So in this time,
Meanwhile,
Nak, you make your way down. You eventually float around the bend, and
like-
out of the sea. How are you moving in the air? How do you want to move?
I probably would just like not.
Just
Just be like stand.
you see like, do you want to come head first or feet first out
A
of the?
motionless
I'll probably be like,
floating dwarf.
oh, I guess.
with like a slimy
Is it
slug
rude
on
for me
his
just to like
shoulder.
kind of like be standing but like floating down on an angle?
Yeah. So you see like almost like burst out of the ceiling as you like just like gradually comes down.
From like the laundry chute that you fell out
I
of.
would like to picture in my mind that what is that Nutcracker song? The dun, 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 dun.
I was picturing in like a video game where like an NPC glitches out and floats off.
He
Yeah.
clips to the ice.
He clips. Come on, Eerie. We've only got 10 minutes.
Okay, yes, come with me.
Yeah. So you eventually come down.
This might be another way. Maybe we were supposed to fall down here. There's another whole corridor down here.
Perhaps, but we can go back up and join them for now if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, I can float down here.
We all float down here.
You hear you hear like a boom, 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 as like an echo noise comes out of the chasm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're alone in
So and then you hear like a then you recognize like a very echoed Pippin.
Can I try
Okay,
to help
take me
it?
Great.
back up.
Great, put me up.
That
Great.
doesn't sound good.
I'm
So your
trying
hands
to
are
get-
like on fire.
Can I try to like? Can I try to climb while he's trying to pull me up?
Can I just try to hug Pippin?
Yeah, you can hug Pippin, and I'm not gonna make you roll another strength.
Okay. Roll another strength?
What is Lula doing?
I've just been watching all of this unfold
Just
in shock.
oh shit.
This absolute mayhem.
Nightmare.
Do I roll again as well?
Do you want me to help?
I will have you. You can roll with advantage because Gray is bear hugging you right now.
And then I'll try and grab onto the rope
Okay,
Can I
and
try-
then
to help.
Can I try
you want me to
climb
roll?
up? Like counter
Um,
climbing?
no, that will count towards the advantage. Now you have to roll a athletics check to see if you can climb the rope.
There we go. All right.
Much better.
18.
Okay.
13.
So as challenging as this Pippin, you were like straining. Your arms feel like they're about to get ripped off at any moment.
Little noodle arms.
Well, eventually, you see Loman's gloved hand like slap onto the top of the rough terrain and eventually curl himself
Okay.
over.
I'm gonna help him.
We got
I don't know. Not too sure if that's some magical
Oh,
barrier.
your nose! Did you smack it off the side of the wall?
Is it?
Yeah.
Did
Blood
it turn
everywhere.
wolf?
How are you? Okay, and in this moment, how are you holding Eerie as you're ascending?
Yes. Describe it.
I'm just like,
And how is Eerie posed?
He just T-poses and you hang on.
Yeah.
You almost like unintentionally you like hit off the wall and you start spinning, and they come up in this almost like warm embrace, spinning out of the chasm.
Slow motion.
Like,
I'm larger than
I'm
you.
struggling to climb out of this thing, and they're just
You
like,
know those like old Barbie dolls that you pull the thing and they spin really quickly?
But you're moving slow, it's very gracefully. Out of the chasm as they're like struggling.
I'm humming a song as I'm going.
I don't know if there was like a magical barrier or something. When I fell, did it feel like I like hit a wall and then I fell, or was it kind of just like?
You recognize that you just misjudged your
Okay.
footing. Yeah.
I'm not sure if
You
there's
can-
magic in the way, but we need to do this
Sure.
a little bit different.
I'll
this
take
time.
my end of the rope and I'll toss it to Eerie, who's still hanging on to flying.
Good.
Okay.
Fly
Yeah.
across.
And then
You
go
can
to the other
grab it
side.
easily.
Fly to
Okay.
the other side.
How much
of the-
time has
I
got
fly
passed
on the
since
side.
Tentacular's been doing it?
We'll say like 5 minutes has passed.
So
Okay.
this is all happening at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how long it can last. I was just curious how
10.
the game. Yeah,
No, he doesn't know that.
I don't know though. My
Yeah.
character doesn't know.
Matt, can you just bring us over one by one?
Yeah, I guess.
Would that be easier than jumping with a rope?
Fair.
So now it's just hugging us across.
Yeah. I
Okay.
Oh, I
hug
could have
them all
jumped
the way across.
this.
I guess.
Easy.
Eerie would have like ran across the wall and got across.
Yeah. Can jump pretty far.
Yeah. All right. Well, are you gonna? So he'll take us across. I'll put my rope away.
I thought it was already thrown to Erie.
Yeah, it's across.
He was already holding the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to get it.
And
when
it's
you get
tied to
across.
I will
leather.
get it.
Yeah.
It is tied to you.
Yeah.
You've got like a harness on.
Erie pulls.
All
Falls in
I,
again.
all I want in the world is fan art of Lonan.
Oh my God, guys!
skipping. Or not Lonan.
How are we gonna get Worthington across?
I mean, he can
well,
fly.
His ears are flat against his head and just
Oh.
staring.
I'll just go like bear hug him like in front of and behind the legs. So
Animal handling.
Oh, he's gonna
Oh.
fall.
Did you kill Worthington again?
Oh
Yes!
I
Nah.
rolled a 3.
Oh no!
Did
So
he drop?
what is it? What does it come to total? Because you have.
If you drop
7.
no! Okay.
If you
So you try to pick him up, and he scurries out of your grasp before you are over top of the.
wow.
Are we all flown across
with
at this
your
point?
no, you didn't say that. You mentioned it was going to, but then he went for Worthington. So I'm imagining he put Erie down on your side because
I'm
it
on
wasn't.
the other side.
You
I put Erie on the
okay?
other side.
Erie's on the other side.
Yeah.
He came back and
With
was
your
gonna
roll,
grab him.
I'm gonna say it takes you would spend like 2-3 minutes doing this with Worthington, trying to get him in your grasp, and in the end it fails.
He flies across.
Alright, hurry up.
On Worthington.
Oh my God, we're running out of time.
Worthington,
Okay.
can you jump?
All right.
Yeah. Worthington, come
He just like looks at you.
Can I like try to entice
goes,
Worthington
"Yes,
to come
I
here? Because he's
can."
like, he knows no commands.
Okay,
Well,
roll animal handling.
He's a wild
Yeah,
I know, he's wild.
Roll animal handling.
His opposable thumbs click out.
12. 12.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Come on,
With the
come on,
12, we're gonna
Worthington.
see. Worthington backs away.
Oh.
I don't.
I put it up to chance. I put it up
There's
to
no
chance.
way that we're.
I'll fly everybody across really quick,
Okay.
and then
You-
as quick as I can.
As you can feel yourself
He
like
drops someone.
weighing heavier.
Yeah.
What's the order? What order are you going to be putting?
So
Erie's-
Erie's already over there.
I'm already over there. I'm just holding the rope.
Yeah.
I don't know. So then I'll do.
Leave Lonan last because he's got the other end of the rope.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I will.
Okay. So, but tell me your order.
So it'll be Gray,
Okay.
and then Willa, and then Pip.
So as you're carrying Pippin across, you feel the heaviness as you're carrying him to your side. And Pippin, with your brains, you would recognize that it's close to the end of the 10 minutes,
With your wings.
and you're not sure if you'll be able to make another trip.
Okay, stop and stay here. It's just Lonan Lonan's on the other side with the dot.
Lonan and Worthington.
Okay, and he's tied to the rope still.
Yeah.
Grab Worthington and then
All of
jump,
us will
and
pull
we'll
you
hold the
over.
rope.
We
Okay.
could pull him.
So
back
at this
in.
point, I know that Worthington's not paying attention to me at all. He doesn't. He was
You
backing
don't know
away.
that.
Well, yeah, he backed away from me.
He's
He
scared.
backed away from me.
Try to
No,
try
he
to
backed away
operate
from
from
me
the
too when I said, "Come here."
You said jump, and he kind of like
Yeah.
moved
He kinda
away.
shut
It wasn't away
doesn't
from
mean-
you. It was
That
with
doesn't mean he's not
Mikasa.
paying attention to
Okay, I'm going to just try to grab him regardless, and then do it.
Oh, so you're not trying to ask your manhandling?
I'm just
Try to entice
Okay.
him with food.
Yeah.
I'm just
Roll.
gonna grab one.
No.
Roll
I wish
a
Lonan would grab
athletics
me
check.
like that.
Athletics check.
Athletics check. Because you're gonna try to grapple Worthington.
So 15.
I've got the stats here if you need them.
I can bring it up quickly. Don't worry.
He just falls.
Bye, Worthington.
Okay, what'd you roll?
15.
Comes up paying.
Okay, you just managed struggling body, and you wrap your arms around him and he's thrashing around, and he actually is gonna make an attack on you
Okay.
as you're holding him.
I'm gonna yell at them to pull the rope. Pull the rope. Pull me across.
Pull.
Okay, jump whilst we pull.
Yeah, so we can
Yeah, I'm
tug
gonna-
you.
well,
Run and jump.
I'm waiting for what he is doing right now.
Yeah, so this is all happening
Okay, yeah.
simultaneously.
So I'm
you
gonna
can
run
try
and
to
jump. I'm gonna run and jump as well too with him.
Roll acrobatics again.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Acrobatics.
Yeah,
19.
Oh, nice.
19. So you make it easily across, and you're gonna, but like, when you get across, you're gonna have like a scrape of like, as it, like where they're like clawed your face. So you're gonna take 2 slashing damage.
Jeez. Well, it's worth saving.
But you make it across. No one even needs to pull the rope because you're actually managing it like fairly easily with your.
When we get across,
Right.
I place him down I place Worthington down very softly, and I'm like, and then I just like kind of push him ahead. I'm not gonna like. I don't want to scare him anymore because he just jumped across like a huge hole in the ground.
This trap hurt you more than it
I
hurt
know. I
your-
just lost like.
Your nose is like bashed up into your brain. Your clawed.
I fell down a hole in the floor.
All right.
Okay, should we watch for traps now?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about-
How
hold
about
on.
those front people?
Everyone stop for a second.
Okay.
Can everyone gather near me and
Mm-hmm.
let me place a hand on me?
I'm sorry. We're standing on potential
Okay.
floors that
This
might
is
break.
important.
Just do what she says.
All right.
She's smart.
So I'm gonna.
Worthington won't.
Is this?
Worthington, I'm going to touch his back with my hand.
Okay.
Grab his tail.
And I'm going to use 1 key point to do Pass Without a Trace. 2 key points to do Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
Ooh.
So now a veil of shadows and silence radiates from me, masking me and my companions from detection. For the duration, each creature I chose within 30 feet of me, so all of you guys, including me, have a +10 bonus to dexterity with stealth checks.
Okay.
And we can't be tracked except by magical means.
Okay.
And we leave behind no tracks or other traces of passage.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Eerie, I didn't know you could do this.
Yeah. So like almost like a.
So like our footsteps are less loud.
Yeah. Everything
We're
feels
stealthier and we're quiet. We don't leave a
Is this what you
trail.
feel like all the time?
Yes.
It almost feels like it's
I feel
reminiscent
like the Ice Queen can still find us, but maybe this will just help us be a little quieter because we're making a lot of noise.
Yeah, probably not the best.
Yes.
So it's very reminiscent of your trek through the Sturgeon's Grove. Like your feet, like the muffled silence is once again kind of enveloped all of you. As you make your way down, what is our walking order this time?
Same as before.
With Eerie in front or Lona in front?
Eerie probably.
Eerie, you fell last time. Are you okay?
Just keep an eye out now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone, please keep an eye out.
Okay.
Be cautious.
So yeah, so we'll all same marching orders before. We'll all move cautiously.
Okay. And as you guys walk, eventually, you would make a fairly straight path. It feels straight, but it kind of goes up and down and left and right, but without any hard turns. Eventually, you make it to the room where the only thing in the room is almost like a long icicle that leads into a hole in the floor.
How big is the room?
The room, about like 30 feet probably in any dimension. No bigger than that. And
30
In every
foot diameter?
Yep, and up,
Okay,
up,
okay.
like left and right. Obviously, you're on the floor, so there's no down other than the hole.
How high is the ceiling?
30
30
feet-ish.
It's like a cube.
And you see the. Yeah, well, not as quite like pristinely
Perfect,
cut,
yeah.
but like cubish, and like
An ice
the
cube.
icicle is like attached to the ceiling and leads down into this hole.
That's Lola's laugh.
Can I inspect the
Can I
walls of the room?
Investigation.
Yeah.
And anyone else want to do anything?
I'm gonna go towards. So you said there's
Can I
a,
inspect the hole?
yeah, me too. I'm gonna try going close without like. I'm gonna try going close without actually like going too close. So I don't want it to fall through. Yeah.
So,
There's a hole in the center there?
Yep, and the icicle goes down into it.
Do you want me to roll?
Nah, you guys can just look. Like,
Okay.
you guys kind of just look. You guys are all very stealthy. I'm not
Is
even
it pretty
gonna
far
make you roll
down?
Looking down, you see that the icicle continues to almost. You can't really see the ground very well just because of the angle, so you can't see how far the icicle goes down. But you can see maybe about like 20, 30, maybe even 40 feet down this
That's
time.
cool.
Jeez.
Is it like a fireman pole? Can we grab it?
Down to like the rough floor of the lower level again.
We need to be very careful.
I know.
That's. And then now the room leads to what other?
You can't. That's all you see. You can see the floor. You can't make any distinctions on the walls. From
I'm
where you look
gonna.
into
So
the
I see
wall.
Knack trying to like. What?
I'm gonna jump to Knack really quick
Sure,
though
yeah.
first. What did you roll?
7.
7. It's you can't see anything in the walls. Nothing really distinguished. As you run your hand across layers of like almost like frosty like condensation like comes off. And when you pull your hand away, it's just really cold.
I'm gonna look as well too, I guess, on the walls and to see if there's anything that Just like see if there's any doors that might be hidden behind the ice.
Okay, investigation.
19.
19. Same thing. You don't find anything really of note in the room.
I don't see anything at all.
How's
Same
the
thing.
hole looking?
Looks like a hole.
I don't know.
It goes down about like 40 feet.
And there's no other exits in the
maybe?
room.
At this
Nothing you can
point,
see.
Guess we gotta go down.
Is it like
Do you
a
guys want me to
slide?
go down first
How are you gonna get down?
Naculum,
on
possibly.
this ice?
What would
Are you just gonna do it?
I'm gonna try.
Can you get your arms around
Whoa!
it?
All right.
Is it
Okay.
like,
How
is it
big
like
is
a
it?
fire
Willow-
Willow,
Already?
it's about like
hold on before you go.
Willow just jumps and
I'm
around,
like, do you
Like
guys want me to go
around
first?
around the
Bye.
pole as she slides down.
Oh, she slid down.
Yeah,
Is it like a fire pole?
and she slides down to the bottom.
How big around is it?
It's about like you can wrap your arm. It's like this.
Oh, okay, so it's like
Yeah.
a hole.
Yeah.
So we can't.
Yes.
So can we stripper pole down? That's the question.
Willow was like, how do you want to grab the pole?
I'm gonna just like kind of wrap an arm around it and like one of my legs and just like go straight down.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
Willow,
gonna have like my other arm like behind my back, like kind of like reaching for my quarterstaff,
just in case.
just
Okay.
in case when I get down there.
And as you reach, the pole stops before the ground, but only about like a foot or two. So
Okay.
you land.
Okay.
A little rough. Your knees hurt a little bit, but no
Mhm.
damage.
Just like how you used to slide down the ship masts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how people do it.
That's
Well,
how
she
I
was
do
on
it.
a ship. She's
I guess I'll go next then. Or attempt
Well, do you
to.
want me to? Never mind.
No, yeah, Loden just jumps after. And how do you grab the
Don't want me to
pole?
say if
Yeah,
it's
there's
okay or
lava.
not.
There's lava at
Yeah.
the bottom.
I'm dying.
Yeah. I'll
So
ju-
Willow hasn't reached the ground yet, and Loden already jumps on. How do you want to grab the pole?
I'm just gonna like grab it like this and just try to slide down, but like reduce my like speed as much as I can.
Okay, so you like almost like gripping and like scooting down in like 5
Yeah.
foot intervals, like
I will jump after him. I'll jump after him.
okay. And Pippin, how do you grab the pole? No word from Willow yet.
Yeah.
And 3 people
Everybody
have jumped.
just wants to die.
I want to like
That's good.
koala grab it with my arms and legs.
And you just slide down.
Yeah.
How far is
My
it?
butt hits you in the top of the head.
Yeah, because you will hit Lonen.
Because
No
he's going
damage,
slow.
but now like Pippin's like on top of you.
Okay.
Oh
How
no.
far is the distance between the pole and the pole?
Sorry.
Pippin, he's just too fat. Okay, so to answer Erie's question, it is about like a 5 foot gap between where the pool is and the
How
outside of
big
the
is
hole.
5 feet? I don't know distance.
5 feet is like about as like a bit shorter than you. So it's like you have to jump to grab the
Okay,
pole.
that's fine. Okay, so I'd like to go down, but instead of sliding down the pole, I kind of want to like use the pole, like put my foot on it, and I kind of want to like jump off the walls on my way down.
The walls it only lasts for about like
So,
5-10 feet.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of like, you know, like
Mario.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then that stops and you're still about like 20 feet from the ground with the pole beside you.
and then the pole continues.
Yeah, because
Well,
now
I-
there's another like cavern and there's
Gotcha.
another room.
Okay, well then I will like one-ironed.
Nice. And
And
with
spin
your
all the way
momentum
down.
you spin.
Yeah, cool.
By this
Show
moment,
off.
Yeah.
Willow, I will let you. Do you
And
want to say
I
anything?
land.
So when I land, I'm just
We
gonna
all
look
hold up
around
tents.
because I'm assuming that I've
Yes.
heard now like other people starting to slide down. So
You-
I'm not gonna bother saying anything, and I just want to look around the room to see what's here.
Okay, you hear the like exclamation of like Lonen as Pippin hits him.
Yeah.
And then you can roll investigation and
Okay.
I'll let who goes next.
Before I jump, I'm gonna say, did you guys make it?
Yeah, come on.
You're actually not down yet.
Come on.
Very bad.
I'm like,
No, you're probably down by this point because Erie didn't hit the two of you as well.
I wrote the floor.
Yeah.
You first, Mac.
Fine.
make it like
Sure.
RP.
So
I got my rations.
I
Stop
would.
it.
Let Mac and Gray have their moments.
I'm gonna go up and I'll do kind of like the koala hug too.
Okay.
Only I think I imagine for me because I've got basically metal everywhere that I can't really grip it, so I just go.
Yeah, you
real
kind of
fast,
like
yeah.
your arms on either side, but they can't wrap around because of your stomach.
Yeah.
So it's just like you slide real fast.
Yeah.
Just a whoop. And you hit a little harder than you expect, kind of on your butt, but again, no damage.
Ah, my
I'm
butt.
just gonna hug it and then just
Yeah.
go
So
very slow.
the women gracefully make their way down, as the boys are like koala hugs.
Like legs.
Eventually, you guys all make it down. Well, you have a good laugh seeing how everybody in the group has managed to make a fool of themselves getting down this fireman's icicle. And what you did notice, even with your 4, you noticed that the room is a bit more polished on this area than anywhere else has been. Even the floor, it's a bit more clean, almost like it's like cut.
Okay.
And you notice there's one exit that has almost like an ornate, simple, but definitely carved, like pillars around it.
I took no damage going down, you said, right?
No one took
Okay.
anything.
Nobody took
No
any
one
damage.
took anything
Okay.
because you guys actually used the pole and did it like
And did it right.
safely, as hilariously but safely.
Wait a
I have to apologize. I was
Worthington?
laughing and wasn't listening. How did
Worthington!
Worthington get down?
I just thought about
You
that.
guys slapped Worthington.
Oh
Worthington, you look up and you see his snout.
Aw, Worthington.
I was like, come on.
I
man.
was gonna be like, did Nat carry him down?
I just
wasn't
realized
listening.
that. I just realized after we all went down that we
God
forgot
damn
the
it.
wolf.
no! We should have tied him up outside this dungeon.
We should have left them
So-
at
Well-
home.
People probably
Pippin.
should have waited for me to say to
Pippin,
come down.
why don't you just send Tenactin up there again?
Mhm.
To make Worthington float down.
Yes.
But what if we need that to get back up?
And
After.
also, I only have one more use of it,
Yeah,
and
so-
also,
Oh, you're
Worthington can control his flight, so he might just fly somewhere else.
He might not even know he could fly though, right?
Yeah, he might not understand it. Like he might not be intelligent enough to actually control the
Can
flight.
can someone be like, come on, jump, and can we catch him?
Isn't it like 40 feet?
It's quite high.
He's quite traumatized.
If someone wants to try,
I'll wave a ration in the air. Like, Worthington!
roll animal handling.
And
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna.
stand with my arms open.
Okay, who is standing with their
Yeah.
I will stand with my
Oh.
arms up too.
What'd you
Like
roll?
a so-
22.
Worthington,
And we'll all roll.
a single drop of saliva hits the ground at Mac's feet before you hear a woo! As Worthington jumps.
Who catches him?
Everyone roll a
Oh my God.
acrobatics first.
Okay, so
Okay, 10.
Natural one.
Pippin,
Oh.
Natural
11.
one. 2.
10.
Pippin trips into Gray and they fall to the ground.
I got him.
3
And Mac just slips.
Ah!
I rolled
acrobatics.
10.
You said?
Yeah.
21.
Gray.
You mean
Lonan.
Lonan?
Oh, did I say Gray?
Yeah.
Lonan. Lonan. You manage to position yourself perfectly underneath his form and catch
Do you do
him.
like a jump and catch him in the air?
Yeah.
Everyone
No,
else
because
is
then he
like,
would hurt himself. But you manage to like cuff him as like almost like a baby.
Okay.
Imagine how you hold
we
Saber.
Yeah.
saw
As like
And
this
I-
large,
Saber.
this
Grab
huge
Saber right
wolf.
now.
And I look at him in the. I look. Yeah, where's Saber?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
So she's.
Yeah, she's just a prop.
Yeah. Worthington's falling and
Ah.
then I turn him
The
over and
baby.
kiss him. Worthington. And I catch Worthington.
I want to kiss you.
Yeah, and unscathed. Luckily, and
Miraculously.
miraculously.
Good old
like,
Worthington.
Alright,
Yeah.
Worthington's.
he gives you
next time.
one lick and then jumps, and Knack has collapsed on the ground from the sheer ice, and Worthington goes over and eats the ration.
Beautiful. Good moment, guys. Good
Minus
moment.
1 ration.
Well,
We're
made-
good. This is
Worthington
good.
made it
Shit
down.
show.
and now we can all see. Do we all see the?
You all can see that this is much more. All for the 3 of you that fell that didn't notice before, you can tell that this area is much more like sheer ice, much more cuts, much more clean, and you can see the one exit with
Okay,
the,
so we
like,
can
the
see the exit.
simple but very like obviously like made pillars.
Well, I don't know if we should rest here any further, but I'm not doing very well. Like I'm bleeding, my nose is bleeding, my arms are like. Cut
It's not
off.
like nuts. It's just like they're more just scratches. They're not bleeding anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta keep moving.
Yeah, we gotta keep going. The last time she came
Onward.
for us, so I don't want that to happen again.
And next time she comes, she might
Because
kill us.
I was the one that had to deal with her this time.
Well,
Despite all of the chaos, hopefully my spell still keeps us slightly
You-
muffled.
Not a sound.
yeah.
Through all this chaos,
People falling on the ice, and it's like.
It's just like.
Worthington's howl was more of a whisper. But you all heard it, but it was a whisper. So you guys progress same order.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys progress down the hallway.
Keeping our eyes out for traps.
Okay.
Yes.
And you all notice as you're watching. As you're walking down this hallway, it's becoming kind of nicer, and the light is becoming brighter as you're walking down this hallway. It was becoming kind of dark the further you moved kind of into this ice castle. But as you move in, you notice things brighten. You notice small like details of like snowflakes begin to form in the crystals of the floor and along the walls. And after about 5 minutes, maybe a couple hundred feet of walking, you see a small like curve, and at the end of it, you see like the bright light of day. Or maybe day. It's very bright. It's bright in comparison to where you are. Do you guys continue?
Is this a room up ahead?
You can't see because it's so bright.
Because it's so bright.
Could I put my smithing goggles down?
I'll put my alchemy goggles
Yeah.
down.
Does that help with the?
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
You're a bit too far back to see. You have a little like partial view.
I'll put down some of my magnifiers. Click, 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 click.
So you magnify the light into your eyes.
Yeah.
Good plan.
But you do notice that you can see a slight snowfall, and almost like the ground stops being ice and kind of becomes like this maybe cobble, and maybe off to the side you can see some like frosted grass. But that you can't see much past that. It's still bright.
Okay, I will whisper relay that to the party.
Okay.
Frosted grass.
Call
Sorry.
it a slight
Wow.
snowfall.
Are we going out?
Wait.
Are we like going outside?
Let's continue forward.
Was
With
this the
caution.
back?
Very slowly.
Everybody roll stealth if you're moving that slow.
And
Plus
out of
10.
We have stealth. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
excited.
yeah. You have a plus 10, but I'm actually going to make you roll this time.
16.
You didn't roll very well.
Oh, come
That's
on.
okay, though.
Stealth plus 10?
Yeah, stealth. Do your stealth plus your normal modifiers
Oh.
plus 10.
Yeah, 17.
So I said 16, so 8.
We should all pass this with a flying
32.
36.
Yuri,
I just got completely invisible.
That's an impossible roll that you
I
can
know.
roll.
Oh wait,
I'm disadvantaged.
did
so I
you roll
rolled
with
a 2.
disadvantage?
No, but it might be worse.
Yeah.
13.
Good.
Still okay. You guys are still fine. As you guys exit, in the first, the Eerie and Mac, somehow one of them clanging, the other one literally almost not there. You guys exit, and as your eyes adjust to the light, Mac, yours is a bit quicker than others. You're in this almost like courtyard, and in front of you see this grand mansion, not of ice, and not covered in ice, just a beautiful stonework mansion with tall marble pillars, surrounded by a small, not small, it's like small in terms of the mansion, but very grandiose in terms of gardens, all coated in a very light powdery layer of snow. You see trees still with their full leaves, dusted with frost and the whiteness of like a nice flurry. You see gardens of flower buds. You see bushes of roses with their red contrasting against the whiteness of the rest of everything else. And in front of you see the mansion.
It's
And
all
that's-
around.
Is where we'll take our break. Alright.
Jeez.
Alright.
So many questions.
Wow.
So many questions. We'll be back
We'll
after
be
our
back in
break.
10 minutes, guys.
We will be back, guys.
Stick around.
Yeah. And buy our merch.
Hello, and welcome back, everybody, to session 9 of All Fun and Dice. We're gonna jump right back into it. So, as before we went on break, you guys entered into this courtyard of the mansion. with its frozen garden still in bloom, all the leaves almost like it's in like budding into spring.
Are we, like, we walked in the courtyard into this mansion. Is there, like, walls of ice around it?
Encompassing all the outer region of it.
How massive is this area?
The castle you guys walked up to was like huge.
Yeah.
It was a huge mansion. You can estimate that like maybe it's like a couple 100 feet along either side.
And there's nothing around us. There's nothing out there.
What do you mean around it? What do you
I mean, like you remember last time when we walked into the castle originally? You know, she summoned beasts around us. Like there's no ice beasts that we can see in the distance.
Roll perception.
I rolled a 18.
18. You don't see anything stirring other than the like small flurries of snow falling around you gracefully. Nothing else is in motion. There's no wind.
Okay.
Are we inside like a dome still?
It's not a dome. It is a big like walls of ice, and there's like almost like a big spire that reaches forward.
But like we're not out in the open.
We're not out in the open.
We're
but-
inside this like glass.
It's
not
just
glass,
much-
sorry, ice.
Yeah. And as actually you look, you take a closer look at the mansion, you can see a single, almost like tower-like protrusion of ice, ending at like you can guess it's probably a room, but like a large
out of the
tower
mansion?
of ice sticking right out of the center of the mansion.
Maybe
Now-
this was here before she built this
was
ice
around
castle. We were told by Mala that people lived on the island before.
So there's just a giant thing of ice sticking to the castle.
Yeah, it's like almost like a tower. Like think Rapunzel.
stamped.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Rapunzel.
Seems all of the. Well, are we going to continue on? Are we going to try to find her?
Yep, that's the goal.
I know. I'm just worried that.
No, let's pack it up and do it.
No, I'm saying that.
Head backwards.
I'm saying that we should. I'm saying that. Okay. Let's just rush in there and be. Let's just rush in there and be crazy then. When we all die, everyone's gonna be like, maybe we should have waited. Maybe we should have healed up a little bit.
You said, should we find her?
No, I meant should we go like right now, but
Yeah, this is sarcasm.
Well, let's proceed with caution.
Pippin, you keep saying that and it's not helping it.
yeah, we keep falling through ice. And
True. We'll be more cautious.
We're going in there with
More
10. I
caution.
have 10 HP. I don't know how much Yuri has.
You have 10 hit points?
Yeah.
What's
I'm
a
really
hit
hurting
point?
What does
now.
that mean?
Oh.
Yeah.
HP.
Yeah.
Everything's
This is
so
out of-
It's a system I developed to accounting for the
Yeah.
health of
I'm
individuals.
just looking at my arm. I'm like 10. 10.
I used my last healing potion for Eerie in our first fight, and I have no healing spells prepared for the day.
And that's what I'm worried about. I don't know if we're prepared to just walk into a castle where there could be more beasts attacking us. I know you guys want to continue on to find her, but I don't think it's a great idea.
I don't necessarily want to continue on to find her, but if we don't go to find her, she's gonna come back to find us again.
She's already
And the
been-
last time she wasn't very happy. I kind of feel like I tricked her a little bit and was just like, yes, this is outrageous. But she was not happy, and I don't think she would fall for it a second time if I tried the same thing. So,
Okay.
We can't.
I mean,
leave.
we can sit here for a moment if you want to and kind of like
Talk
discuss,
strategy.
you know, our next action. But I don't think that we should try and do a full rest because she's very impatient.
I also would not
She's-
suggest we just sit out in the open like
Yeah.
this. If
Yeah.
we're going to sit still for any period of time, we
Yeah.
should find somewhere somewhat sheltered.
Maybe
I mean, honestly, I think that she's probably watching us, like, right
in,
now.
You're
like
probably-
in that tower.
Yeah, by the sounds of it, by what it
If
was
she
saying,
is
yes.
any sort of magic, which I assume she is, then yes, she can still see us.
Yeah, I guess. She seems very powerful. Do you remember when she disappeared and we just heard her voice?
Shout.
Eerie,
So continue on, but
but
be
not
very
her.
cautious.
Like, eerie.
With our current situation, though, if we get into trouble, are we just going to try to power our way through or fight?
That's. What else can we do?
Yeah, I
We
feel
can
like
talk our way out of important situations.
I'm not really good
If
at
I'm
that. But...
being attacked, I don't see any other option but to fight.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
True.
worried, but
I have one.
I mean, it is concerning
What
for
would
sure.
you suggest other than us
But we've come.
resting and going
yeah.
forward?
well, if you
We've
feel
come
that she's
here.
being, if you feel that she's currently watching us right now, then I don't think sitting here, like Widow mentioned, is a good idea. But my idea would have been to potentially stay here, but maybe hide and see if she can still find us. And if she can, then I guess at that point we just go in.
Where are we gonna hide? In the
Where
bushes
are you-
over there.
Is there any like trees in this area?
Yep, there's like a lot of like they're like starting
What happens
to
in the
bloom.
trees then, Pippin?
That is what Willow was suggesting, though.
I
Yeah,
think we're-
exactly.
We're still in her castle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we
Well, I
ready
don't
I mean, I
Yeah.
have some emergency first aid.
Yeah,
just
let's
in case
dig a
we need
hole and give him the hole and then put dirt on top of it. And then when she comes, we'll go, ah, and get her.
Or, you know, just stay there. Stay buried.
Alright, calm down, calm
it. I
down.
mean, if we're looking to have her come to us, I mean, that's not a bad idea.
I don't know if she's angry.
The
I
thing
mean,
is
less
if
searching,
she's coming back to us, she's going to be angry because she wasn't happy with us the first time. So if she comes again, I don't like the first time around. I think that she was like, okay, yeah, like they realize that they've made a mistake. If we make the same mistake twice, I don't think she's gonna be as
Right.
forgiving. Like she's an evil queen. I don't.
Great.
Well,
I
what do you
think
think the prize is for finding her?
I think the prize is death because she wants us dead.
True.
Gray,
Boy,
do you have any more healing?
I just said that. Emergency first aid only.
Okay, so
Like if you're about to die.
how much emergency first aid are we talking? If you could maybe quantify it.
I really think that you're confused with how health works,
Yeah.
Pippin.
No, I'm
Like,
actually
you're-
quite
I'm
learned.
trying to
You're
think.
trying to assign numbers often to
Yeah.
things that.
Yeah, I've assigned numbers to all of you based on various abilities.
I have around 4 stones worth. I don't know what that means.
Okay. So I think
as you guys are standing around,
Good.
I
Yeah.
was just gonna
you're
say.
bickering in this like archway. Like
Yeah.
you just stepped in. Yoo-hoo!
oh no.
Here it is.
Friends, hello! You've made it! I'm so proud of you all! And this like seems very loud. This is a very loud
Do we
noise.
see
She's
her?
talking over him like.
You guys can all roll perception?
What was
Oh,
that?
you hit my thing.
What?
I don't even know what mine was at.
I
What is-
rolled my dice and it knocked
It
Travis'
knocked
You can roll
dice.
again, that's
okay.
60.
Perception?
Yeah.
That was my.
And we'll start with Knack and we'll go around the table.
Sure.
13.
16.
14.
11.
15.
21.
Okay, Lonan, you're the only one who notices looking up and up and up, all the way to the top of the ice tower. You see on it, you didn't notice it before, but there's a small balcony. You see a small figure waving.
And that's where she's.
Hello, friends, come find me. You're all doing so good. You guys are doing so well. The game's almost over. You guys ready? I don't know if you can win though. Come.
It's almost like we're playing tag, not hide and seek.
Well, let's go.
I guess we have to keep playing her game.
Yeah.
If we're going to find out what's this curse is all about.
Well, as we walk towards the mansion, let's talk strategy.
Yeah.
Gray has remaining.
so we're gonna walk while we talk about this. Then.
And you guys can just walk in like a bunch. It's a big
Yeah.
enough walkway.
Okay.
Gray has emergency healing if we need it. I have one use of the Lydia's Blessing potion left in case somebody gets cursed. I have one stamina potion in case somebody gets knocked out and they have exhaustion. I have that and some magic if we get into a fight.
Well, I can heal myself right now. Can't heal anybody else, unfortunately.
Do you want to use that right now? Or do you
I
wanna
think I
save
should
that?
because if we're in the middle of battle,
I think
I
that
don't
would
know
be
if it's a
smart.
great idea.
Especially because you have such, you're feeling very weak right now.
Okay. It's just it's second wind, so should I do I have to stand still while doing it? Or can
No,
I-
you can walk and do
I
it.
can
You kind of
walk.
just like maybe you like
I can just,
pause in your
yeah.
breath and like take a big, like a deep
Okay.
breath and like maybe like your hair bristles.
Okay, so it's just a D10 plus 2.
Studio Ghibli.
Okay, come on, 10.
How about you?
I don't guess that bad.
You got
7
anything?
HP.
Okay. So
I've got this axe.
Good. That's helpful.
So
the frost-covered axe.
my strategy will be to swing it.
Can I do that?
Good. I like it.
I only give you plus
Yeah.
and stuff.
Very
Okay,
strategic.
that's it.
I have one fire spell left.
Use it wisely. I mean, I have my cantrips too.
And then my cantrips.
Yeah.
I don't have any of those.
No. I mean,
I
they don't do much, but. Yeah.
I have nothing. I used my
Key reserves.
key reserves to make us undetectable and quiet. on this last leg of our journey through the maze, and I have no magic to offer here other than that. And I have
You're
my
so good at
quarterstaff.
martial arts.
I have my hands and I have my quarterstaff.
That I enchanted.
Well, I have my bow, and I also have, I mean, just my cantrips as well too. My, like the one spell that I have, prestidigitation.
Yeah.
But at that point, I don't know if anything else that I can use.
Well, we're almost at the door.
You guys have never
Well,
seen Logan
good
use
luck.
any magic other than his
No.
arrows.
Yeah, pretty much just arrows.
And your
you
wolf
change into a wolf.
transformation.
Yeah.
That too, yeah.
It's not magic. That's just biology. That's science.
It's all the same once you learn.
I guess when I shift, I can gain 3 HP to use it.
What's this HP that everybody keeps talking
Yeah.
about? I just don't understand.
Well, let's continue. Let's continue to open the door
Are
then.
they healthy
Who's going to be
potions?
first through the door?
So as you guys have
Nah.
made your way down through this frozen garden, the flowers in bloom, the grass crunches beneath your feet as you step off the path occasionally. You can see like berries starting to bud on bushes and little flowers like tulips spreading onto the ground, but again all coated in this thin layer of snow. Eventually, you make it to the foot of the steps leading up to the door of the mansion. It's large, very imposing, big, heavy oak doors at the top of the stairs.
Who's gonna look for traps?
That's a good idea. I
Um,
never thought about that.
Not me.
Yeah, what if
I'm
the
not good at that
staircase
kind of
just
thing.
like goes slidey and then we fall down?
But we're not going. So before I open the door, I guess.
You guys you're not even at the door. You're at the
Yeah,
foot of
before
the stairs.
Okay, this foot of the stairs. Before going to the door, approaching the door, I guess I'll go first and try to I'll check to see if there's any traps.
All right, roll investigation.
14.
14. As you're going up the stairs, like your feet, like the thin layer of snow brushes away, but otherwise, and you feel like you hear the steps like echo a little bit in this strange icy courtyard, but you don't notice any traps around.
Okay. Knack, when I open the door, are you okay with stepping in first?
yeah,
Is the door big
I
enough
guess.
where, like, say I open it, 2 people can walk in, 1 person can walk in?
You can try to like open both doors at once.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Pippin, would you grab the other one and
Okay.
we can send ahead? Gray, are you okay to go in with Knack?
Sure.
I'll hold the one door open. Pippin, you grab the other one. When we
Yeah,
open this door,
I'll
make sure that
shoot.
everyone's okay and prepared for something that we don't know what's on the other side.
I'll
Yeah.
take out my quarterstaff.
Same.
Everyone, grab what you need.
Take my weapon.
Grab your shield. Do I see? Are you equipped with a shield right now?
Yeah,
He always
Does
has a
how, many,
shield.
how many people have shields here? in your group?
I know.
Not me.
just me.
Just you.
Just that.
Yeah.
I have some beakers.
Knowing that how good you can make and craft things, how long would it take to make a shield?
I don't think
An
we
hour.
have time.
I thought you could possibly make one in a few seconds. But
Nope.
Unless you want to hide behind the
I mean, I
lean-to.
We can dig a hole.
Yeah, I can give you a piece of wood.
well,
Okay, let's open the door. Are you ready?
3,
1, 2, 3.
and I open it.
And then I'll like,
And who's
know how
the
much
mask and
resource-
gray out
I'll like
front?
jog in a little bit. Yeah.
You feel this like wave of warmth that you didn't realize that you were lacking. As you were trekking through this ice castle, your body you was shivering, and your lips you didn't realize, but your lips almost began turning blue. But almost like the normalcy of the heat inside this building almost seems to burn your face, Gray and Mac, as the doors swing open, and you see just a normal building. Well, it's quite grand, but a normal mansion nonetheless.
Ooh, Knack. Get hot in here.
Fair.
I look around. Do I see anything?
All right, roll perception.
Okay, 17.
17.
Okay.
So looking in, you see right in front of you a large, grand staircase leading up to a second floor with a beautiful crystal chandelier dripping from the ceiling.
Dripping.
No
Nope,
figures.
it's a
Oh,
figure.
okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
like-
maybe it was made of ice.
Nope, it's
That would
a
be really
crystal
cool, though. I'll imagine
chandelier.
that's it.
It
That's
looks
what I'm
like it's
picturing.
dripping.
No ice zombies, ice dogs, ice creatures.
You don't see anything around. You just see
Scream.
lots of closed doors, some busts, lots of like paintings. You can tell possibly a few of them along the walls are some past, like maybe owners, maybe family members. But you don't see the spire of ice that you would expect to see because it is jutting through the mansion. But you don't see it yet.
Okay, come on in, guys.
And as you all step in, you feel the same kind of like refreshing, like not heat because it's not really warm. It's just not freezing cold. The
What is
refreshing
Merlin
temperature. Worthington like bounds inside in front of you, like and like just like starts sniffing.
I like it.
Smell anything, boy?
Worthington.
He looks at you and that's this.
He seems. Well,
Like a wolf.
I don't know if I don't know if he sees something that he doesn't. If he smells something that he does not like.
It'd be helpful if we could communicate with
Could
him
also be
somehow.
looking for a place to
I
poop.
don't know.
Maybe if we had a druid.
Is there any stonework anywhere in this room?
Stonework. You know, there's the busts for sure that you would notice that you would imagine are made of some sort of stone. If you want to go investigate, you can afterwards. The stairs are made of stone. They're white, so you'd guess maybe a marble of sorts, maybe a granite.
Wasting more time is not.
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
just
think
continue.
That's not an option. If we're not going to wait here any longer, I think.
Up the stairs.
Let's go.
Well, I would like to keep my eyes peeled for something that may contain a ruby, if there's any kind of anything.
Okay, so you're looking
not a
at-
ruby, not a ruby. Excuse me, a pearl.
Okay, so you can roll a investigation quickly to see if you can see anything out in the open right now that has any. Do you want just pearls or any gemstone?
I have any gemstone.
Any gemstone? Okay.
7.
7. So it looks like out in the open now you can. You know that like the chandelier maybe is made of crystal, but it wouldn't be like crazy expensive. But other than that, it doesn't look like anything out in the open here.
Sure.
You're like, the walls are embedded with rubies.
You peel off the wallpaper; it's just all diamonds.
Well,
Up the
Mac.
stairs.
head up on that.
Okay.
We're not getting pushed to the front
Every time.
He's the tank.
Are you holding your shield like while you walk up the stairs? Like,
Yeah, it's always like permanently up because
Alright.
my duty is to be in the front, I
And then,
guess. So
and then Gray, Shadow continue.
Yeah, great.
You know, I should really be in the back to keep you guys alive, but
That's true.
it's okay. I go first.
Alright.
Or wolves.
Oh no.
The stairs are wide enough that you could probably walk like 4 abreast upstairs if you want.
Oh, okay.
They're like very like imagine like they come down and like sweep out very broadly.
And I'll watch.
I
for
will
traps.
not be near the front.
Yeah, me and Erie will still be behind.
I will be behind with them.
I'll go like, kind of towards the front then, I guess. That's fine.
Okay, so
With Worthington next to us?
Worthington will come with you guys.
Okay.
So it's like what I'm getting it's Knack and Gray, and then Worthington and London, and then the 3 of you in the back. Willow, Pippin, and Eerie. Okay. Okay. Would you roll for investigation?
16.
As you're walking up the stairs, you know some fine, like, woodsmanship.
Some
Like,
pearls and opals.
But
yeah,
no
oh my
gemstones?
god, like, the whole
I love
banister is made of opals now. No, it's beautifully cut, like a beech wood, like very light, almost
Mahogany.
white.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not.
And the
very
staircase
light.
is leading straight up to where
It's
I...
leading upstairs to the second floor,
Okay.
where you can see some closed doors, some bookshelves lining the walls, and a variety of paintings. But you can't really see what else is upstairs yet. But when you make it up the stairs, you do see that there is obviously not as large as the front door, but you see another set of double doors, fairly ornate with some tree carvings on the front of it.
is there anywhere else that we can walk?
Yeah.
The stairs
Yep.
are the-
You can turn left or right, and then it curves again left or right that you can see. Everything right here is open to the main kind of area where you walked in, and there's a few other doors on your left and right that you can go into, but then there's the bigger set in front of you.
We have to get to that ice tower.
Can I see Pippin make like you're drawing a map in the game, like in the game, or you're like
Yeah, Pippin's got some a little piece
Cool.
of paper and a quill.
Can I? So at this point, we know that Worthington like doesn't know which way to go up here. Knack, which way do you think we should go? And I just kind of like whisper towards him, like, which way do you think we should go, Knack?
Okay.
Well,
That way, like the group doesn't kind of hear. We're just gonna make the decision for
I
everybody.
think we have 2 choices here. One is we can check these rooms behind us just to make sure that there's nothing hiding in there to come up behind us, or ignore them and go forward.
I say we ignore them and go forward.
You did.
I disagree with
Right.
that.
You're in the back, and they're kind of whispering at the front. So you can
Oh,
roll a
okay.
perception if you want to see if you can hear.
I think
Sorry,
we
what
should-
did you say, Yuri?
16.
Eerie, you hear them talking, but not what they're saying.
Okay.
I think we should check the rooms behind us.
Let's do it. So we're gonna veer towards the rooms to check.
Okay, left or right?
Left.
Left, yeah.
Left. Okay, on your left there are 2 smaller doors
Sure.
that you can see. Do you want to open the first one?
Yeah.
When you open the first door, it creaks open slightly. Very, not like a loud creak, but it's just a small one. Maybe the hinges weren't done in a little while. And it opens up into just a small sitting room. Nothing ornate, just a couple of chairs and a fireplace. And a window facing out.
I would like to inspect the stonework of the fireplace.
Okay, roll an investigation with.
I'm just gonna look around for anything that could be like somebody could be hiding in here or whatever.
Okay, roll investigation
Hey, what
as
are you
well.
guys doing?
What are you guys doing?
We're watching them. Hey,
I'm so
Yeah.
confused. I don't know what we're doing.
guys, hello.
15.
They just left without telling us what they're doing.
Okay, yeah, you guys just started walking because you guys never told them what they're doing. What you
Yeah.
guys are doing.
True.
So you guys have opened the door and went in to investigate. You guys are all outside. What'd you
can
roll?
we go
15.
open the other door?
Can I
Yeah.
peek through like the keyhole of the main door that we approached?
It's hard to see through, but you can see a you can actually see a lit fireplace in that room, right across the room. But you can't see much else because of the light of the fire.
There's a lit fireplace.
So what did you two roll?
15.
Dude.
Is
Yeah.
the door open?
Charlie, did you roll?
Rattle the handle.
I heard 13.
I rattle the handle.
It's just very well cut stone.
Nothing.
Nothing.
From not
Nothing
finding
to-
anything, I'll just exit the room right
Alright,
away.
yeah, we'll go check out the other room.
Okay. So what's the rest of you guys doing as they walk towards the
I'm
next room?
watching.
They're
I'm
like
watching
inspecting
Pippin.
all the
Yeah.
porcelain.
I'm with you guys.
I'm gonna rattle the door handle of the big main door.
Is
it unlocked?
It is moving left and right. You don't have. Are you pushing on it
No.
now? It does like open. It's not like locked.
I'm gonna-
Just open it.
I'm
So
gonna
now they're
creep
in front
in.
of us, right?
Nope, they're at the main door. You guys are on the left down the hall.
Oh, I thought that. Okay.
You guys are inspecting the other doors?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
up the stairs there's like a big main door there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I open it like, and I'm gonna kind of like,
Can we do like a Scooby Doo? Kind of like.
yeah, we're like,
Yeah,
it'll be
yeah,
mine.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
four of you. Worthington is with you two.
And Worthington. And can we look inside?
Yeah, you look inside and you see a large sitting room with books just lining the walls. And varieties of inlets in the walls with
I
different
live
like
here.
things, like maybe a sword and a shield in one outlet, inlet with like maybe a large chalice, a crown, just assorted like almost like treasures, like they're on display.
And no one's in the room that we can see?
Not that you can see, but you can see the lit fireplace with a table and a circle of like couches and chairs around it, and some tables in the corner, and maybe a desk as well.
Okay.
If you can imagine, it's some sort of library.
Can I go up to the fire just to like warm my hands?
So you guys enter, and we'll jump back to you guys. You guys are so you exit the room and
We're
you see
heading
them.
toward the other
We're gonna run.
But when you exit the one room, you see them
I'm staying
Opening.
in the doorway.
Oh,
the big door.
Then I would go back that way.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
at the
would
door.
grumble
What were
under
you
my
guys
breath.
doing?
Watch them.
We're just checking to make sure there's no one behind us.
Yeah. Making sure nobody snuck up behind us.
That's actually really smart, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Wish we would have known that's what you were doing.
Well, I figured Pippin would have thought of that. But, you know.
Well, sorry, I'm too busy taking care of everybody.
Willowa walked into the room. Gray, you're standing where?
I'm just at the doorway.
So you're not in.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I
I
like
got
to
like
go
1
the
foot
room.
in, 1 foot out.
Yeah, you can be halfway.
I like to go in the room and just be kind of looking at the titles of all the books. Do I see anything interesting?
You see like 1,000 Ways to Skin a Goat. Like you see like this scholarly dissertation about like how ice freezes,
I will
like
slide
and just a
that out.
variety of like everything.
Can I take that scholarly dissertation?
Yes, you can.
And
Nothing
I'll put it in
happens.
my bag of holding.
Okay. Yep. Willowa, you went up to the fireplace.
Just to warm
On
my
top of the
hands.
fireplace is a variety of just small trinkets, some photos, and a large painting above it of like a family. Very obviously very well.
Do any of the trinkets look like of value?
You see. Roll investigation really quick.
Sure.
Do I
what-
just see them looting?
They're not looting.
It's a natural
Like
20.
natural.
But
Wow. Okay.
-1, so 19.
Still natural 20.
I'm just.
So I'll jump back to Willowa in a second. Pippin, you see Pippin take one book off and look around. Otherwise, like Erie's just looking. No one is like Erie's just kind of like.
No, it's
running
just,
her
like,
finger
not
across.
I went up to warm my hands at the fire, and
Okay.
I
And you're-
just happened to look up.
Yeah,
to
no one's
see
grabbing.
what
No
was
one's,
up.
like,
Pippin grabbed
okay.
one book, and that's it.
That's the only book of interest I've seen.
No, you've seen a variety of different topics. Is there anything you're looking for specifically? No.
Is there any like erotica?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a variety of fiction as
Okay.
well. It's like a big, like it's a tons of different books. You don't quite know how it's organized because like you went like goat skin, ice,
Yeah.
like big thunders, like
Okay.
explicit words. And then, like it's just like a variety, all like
The
mashed
centaur and the
together.
maiden.
And you see Poochie Faust is written.
Oh.
Is the author of that one.
I doubt
Where
that's
are
fiction.
you, Knack and Lonan?
Well, we're in that. We're going in the room as well too.
Yeah.
So you guys walked in past Gray.
Yeah.
Is there a door exiting this room?
There is a door on the side, like tucked beside, and like it almost is like the same type of wood as the bookshelves around it. So it's hard to see it first when you first walked in, but you do notice it afterwards. But as everybody's in the room and Willow touches the mantle, as you see, like a very interesting looking snow globe resting on the mantle. Gray, the door swings, shut,
We have to stop leaving doors
Lock.
unattended.
pushing you out of the room. Because you're in the doorway. So you can make a strength check to see if you can push your way in before.
I'm big and strong.
Oh.
Gray, the door slams,
Oh.
pushing you out of the room.
Oh no.
As you go to reach the door handle, ice spreads across it.
Oh,
As
man.
inside the room, you hear the slam, and the fire goes out. As a flurry of snow comes in through the chimney, and the ice queen forms, like reclining
like
on
in-
one of the couches.
Okay.
Can I?
Dear, you've made it so far. I only got 5. Did you lose one on the way?
He's
I
outside.
didn't even leave very many traps back there. Oh, poor guy. He must be so frail.
Am I standing near the door?
You can
I'm
be
gonna try to
the-
open the door while she's talking.
You touch it and your hand burns with a feverish cold.
Can I?
As you look back and the ice is spreading from the doorknobs.
Can I
Wait a minute.
attack the doorknob with my axe?
No.
Okay, so you reach
I was-
for it.
okay, so I guess we'll do this simultaneously because
Okay.
I'm going to be creating fire with precipitation. I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
So a small lick of flame
Yeah.
touches the doorknob, and Snack brings the axe down, and it slides off. Nothing happening as the ice continues to spread. And the fire, it melted the door a little bit, but it quickly envelops and spreads a little faster from that point.
What do you want?
Darlings, it doesn't work like that. A little fire, little trinkets like that. Oh, I couldn't do anything.
But our friend is outside. Is he going to be okay?
Oh, he's upset. Oh, he must be dead already. Don't worry.
I'm gonna rush towards the other door, the one that we see on the other side of the room.
So you are running past her
Oh,
to
I'm
the
running
door.
past her? Oh.
She's in the middle of the room.
Oh,
and
I'm
you're on one side.
okay.
Willowa
No,
is kind of separated on the other
Trying
side.
to tell her.
And Pippin and Eerie are off to like the right or left.
Yeah, I won't run past her. Then.
What's the game?
I was gonna try to.
Oh, well, you found me already, and that was half the fun. But now let's see if you guys can get out. Let's see if you're smart enough to get out of this room alive. That'll be lots of fun. And if you don't worry. The consolation prize for losing is you get to stay here forever with me. Doesn't that sound wonderful?
I'm gonna just
Yes,
slowly pull out
it
my
does.
turkey baster from my acid splash cantrip.
Well, I'm gonna leave you guys to it, but remember there is a time limit. And she's gonna snap her fingers.
Are we in an escape room?
And the ice on
What?
the door, on the other door. So there's the ice creeping on the double doors, and on the single door, ice will be going to creep as well. Don't let it touch you too much. It's
Can I-
going to hurt.
Try to grab the door before the ice goes over the handle.
Roll a acrobatics.
While she does that, can I try to break through the door?
No, you can't do this.
No, it's a different door. But what'd you roll?
You said acrobatics.
Yeah. No, do sleight of hand instead. Sorry.
16.
16. So you reach out and your hand touches the knob before it freezes, but the ice just creeps up your hand,
So I
You
drop
can feel it,
as
you
soon
can-
as I can.
yeah.
I let go.
and you see it like a
I was
blackness.
gonna try and like open it before
When
that.
she was in
on the
I see
tips,
a what?
on the blackness on the tips of your finger.
Shoot.
Not very far, just a little bit.
when she was in this
Okay.
room, because I was touched by like the ice thing before. Did I feel it like anywhere internally, like when she was around here, or was it kind of just like cold?
No, you don't feel that
Okay,
chill
I don't
in your
feel
heart
good.
anymore.
Good.
It is the Lydia's blessing has made it pass.
Good.
Does-
So, I'm gonna run towards that other door and try to basically. Break
So
it
which
open.
other door? The one you're at?
The small one
The
or
small
the big
one
one?
that she was blocking originally.
So you're gonna run. She's still in the room.
I
So
thought
you-
she snapped her fingers.
She snapped her fingers and the door started freezing. This
Yeah,
has
she
been like
didn't
2
leave.
But
seconds.
which door is she
Yeah,
freezing?
she hasn't
The main
left yet.
The main one's already
Main one is
frozen.
already
Yeah.
freezing.
The one that.
The side door.
Yes, so you're gonna run across the room, past her, and try to hit the door.
The door is currently freezing on the other side, and
Slowly,
door
it's
just
not
tried
like
to open.
flash frozen.
yeah, I'll run towards it.
Okay, so as you're running
I
towards it,
just touched it.
she'll be like, well, you guys seem well equipped to handle this. I'll be excited to see you guys soon.
Acid
And she'll
splash.
disappear.
Uh,
And the acid splash hits the couch and like sizzles away like outer cloth. We're gonna quickly jump to Gray.
What the heck happened?
Just by himself.
I'm just banging on the door.
And you guys hear this banging now as the Ice Queen is doing a little rant. You hear Gray banging.
Hello?
Gray.
Can I hear him?
Well,
Did you run to the door?
Yeah.
Or were you just saying, yeah.
What's going on in there?
We're trapped, and the room is the ice spreading past the door?
Yes.
Oh,
It's,
God.
Yeah.
How's my environment?
how
out there?
fast is this ice spreading?
Not crazy fast, but alarmingly still.
Pip, while I run. Sorry, I'll
Well,
let you guys do your
yeah,
thing.
there's a lot going on at once.
Yeah. What's my environment back here? Did anything?
The
change in my
door
room?
is like entirely frozen in front of you, but none of the rest of the building is freezing.
Yeah, it's still great out here. I don't know what you guys are dealing with, but like what's going on in there?
We're trapped, and ice is spreading throughout the room, freezing us to death.
As you're talking, Pippin's voice is getting more and more muffled. So,
Okay. I'll see what I can do on this side. Do I see anything on the walls? Like anything around there that are like vents or like?
roll investigation. And we'll jump back into the room.
Metal Gear
So we have Loden, you can roll a quick strength check against the door.
Hey,
Oh.
I was almost there.
That's close.
Almost.
3.
As you run and you hit and you slam and fall to the ground.
Gloin, stop!
I'm trying to just see if we can find a way out of here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I walk over. Sorry.
That's okay. Is the fire lit still?
The fire blew out.
Yeah.
Can I would like to relight the fire if I can.
I will assist.
Wait,
Wait. See if you can climb up the
That's
chimney.
exactly what I was gonna
Yes,
do.
don't relight it, Eerie. With your acrobatic skills, see if you can climb up the chimney real
Do it,
quick.
Erie.
Well, I will say you guys have tried to start already. So you guys, how are you guys planning?
We
on
told them
trying
to
Wait,
stop.
can we?
I'm
I
asking
was
them.
going to be. I don't even have a fire starter kit. I was literally gonna just try and start stacking the logs and like rub sticks together. Like I don't.
Even
have...
if they started, I'll just precipitation
I have a-
like the whole thing
I
out.
have a tinderbox, so I would have taken that out.
Okay, so you pull it out and then they say, like, stop.
Why?
Stop.
You were already at the fireplace.
Everybody stop. We need to think about what we need to do. Few people need to do a few things. Let's see if, Eerie, if you're able to go up the chimney, that'd be great. Willowa, perhaps myself, Pippin, and Knack, are you able to find out anything in the room? Maybe me and Willowa can kind of look around the room, see if we can find anything interesting around here.
Is there windows?
I would like to examine the snow globe
What
a
do you mean
little
by
bit,
examine?
like look into it more closely
Okay.
to see what it looks like inside.
Looking into it, the snow globe's strange. It's set in this nice marble base, and it's not an actual globe. It's more of a diamond shape. And inside, you can see a small scene. Looks like it was shaken recently, and snow was falling. Into a nice, quaint little cabin. It looks like the inside of the fire's lit. There's a small smattering of trees around it, and there's a small shed off to the side, piled high with wood. Just a nice little cabin scene.
I would like to stick my head in the fireplace and look up.
Okay.
Is it completely open, or is it like a flue
It's
that's
very dark.
okay?
You can't see anything past your dark vision.
I do have
So,
dark
but
vision,
I
but-
can. There's nothing impeding that 60 foot, right? Like there's no.
Not
an
that
open
you
chimney?
can see. You
Okay.
It's hard to see at that dimness at the edge of your vision, but
But within my vision, there's nothing.
Pippin,
Yeah.
can we send Tanaculum up as a lit up?
Could
can
you
light
light
it.
him,
Would you?
please?
18.
18. You do notice a small cover that you could imagine maybe is some sort of like entrance, like ventilation area into this room.
It's a
Could
laundry
I
chute.
try grabbing one of my swords and?
Yeah, you can easily. It's a little bit of force, but you're strong enough and you can
Okay.
pop it off.
Throw it off to the side.
Okay.
What do I see as I take that on?
A small, it's
The crawl space?
a small crawl space that you can enter into.
Okay. I'll
Bless you.
I'll
Sorry.
dabble in the crawl space and I'll see where this leads me.
Okay. So we'll jump back into the room and what was happening in the room.
She lit Tenaculum with her light cantrip, and I will, he'll inflate and fly up the chimney chute, lighting it.
Okay. So eventually,
Well, my head's stuck in watching.
yeah, and so is Mac. I know it's a decent size to me. It's not you guys are. Eventually, Tenaculum floats and floats and floats, and then boom,
Oh no.
and you can see. Now with the light of Tenaculum, you can see the shine of ice above.
Okay.
He deflates and falls down, and I
Yeah.
catch him. But he's all full of, like, soot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna try to light the fire now.
Are we trying to?
I agree. It ends in ice at the top of this chimney. I can't get through ice.
It'll just smoke up the whole room if you
Yes,
light
I
the
don't.
fire.
It
yeah, I
was
don't
lit
think that's a
before.
good idea.
It'll probably slow the ice from
What-
growing, though.
Was
if
it
you
lit
don't warm
only
the
when she
room.
It will
walked in
get
there, or was
warm.
it lit beforehand?
It was lit when we walked in the room.
And my thought is that if this whole room is slowly being encroached with ice, we need to have some sort of source of flame. We have to keep ourselves warm.
It's like that scene from The Day After Tomorrow.
Well, they're
Yes.
talking about
I was
Exactly.
just thinking that exactly.
Yeah.
So as you guys are talking, you hear a and the fire lights back in there. But as it goes, it slowly starts shrinking and shrinking.
I'm
As
gonna
you look
take-
around the room, it's well past the doors now along the bookshelves.
I'm gonna take a
Already frozen.
book and start tossing books to Mac.
I'm gonna be like, no!
Nick, now quick! I'm gonna toss them at your feet.
And as you throw them in, they like light and make it hot, but it quickly again starts like dimming
Yeah,
quickly.
I don't
So,
think that's doing it.
I'm just gonna look around for things. Maybe
Throw
there's
the
like a way
furniture.
for another way out of here, I guess.
Yeah.
While this is going on, can I pick up the snow globe?
So in the moment, everybody roll a d20 except for Willowa and except for Gray.
What is that?
Is it what?
9,
Just a d20 and tell me just the flat roll.
17.
9.
14.
13.
17.
Okay, so in a moment, Lonan, Mac, and Pippin, you hear a popping sound, and Willow disappears.
Willow disappears.
Willow disappears.
Ah,
As Eerie,
wait.
you hear a slam as Gray falls from the ceiling.
Do
Right?
we?
Crawling through the shaft,
Oh.
you manage to find your way into the room and collapse to the
Is
ceiling.
there like a laundry chute or something?
It's like a ventilation shaft.
Looking over to where she
Oh,
was,
hey,
is there
guys.
anything over there?
You,
Like, I'm not
where she's standing, on the ground, there's nothing.
Why is it so cold over here?
Oh my god.
Great, get away from the ice!
I walk over.
Where did she
Where
go?
did Willow go?
Did she have magical abilities to jump out of a room?
I don't think so.
What did she do?
Where was
What
she?
happened?
Do I know where she was
Where was
standing?
Yeah,
You guys know she was standing by you.
Can we
in
go
the
investigate
fireplace.
over there, like near the chairs or something?
Yeah,
What is
roll,
near the fireplace?
roll investigation, everybody.
Yeah.
What am I looking for?
Let's do it.
Oh no!
Well, 4.
5.
22.
I suck tonight. I quit.
So you know that on the
Sorry.
ground there's nothing,
Sorry.
but you see a variety of different trinkets along the top of the fireplace.
What trinkets do I see?
You see the sword and shield displayed above, like leaning against the portraits. You see some family photos. You see like a cup. You see a snow globe. You see like there's just a variety of different things.
Is there like any trace of her on the ground? Like, is there any like she was incinerated? Is there like powder?
No, there's no like you would notice there's no
Just
scorch
ash.
marks. What did you roll?
What was it? Oh, sorry, it was 5.
5. Yeah. Okay. So you guys are just flustered.
So when we were rolling, oh, never mind.
Where
Can we climb out of where you came from?
Up there?
You can see
I mean, that's
the
pretty high
ice
up there.
creeping over the gap as you speak.
No, we should have ran up into that little hole.
I should have stayed up there.
Did Willow have to find the only way out and not tell us?
She might have found it by accident.
How did?
Yeah.
Found what though? She
Who
just
knows?
disappeared.
I don't know.
What if the Ice Queen took her?
So looking around here, we don't see anything from what we can tell.
Mac
Like
and
how often
Lonan,
we-
you guys aren't sure what you see.
Is the smoke filling
Pippin
the
saw
room?
what he saw. Willowa,
Do we?
you find yourself quiet meadow, snow falling around you, in a familiar cabin in front of you, with a small shed and a stack of wood.
Am I still holding anything in my
You're not
hand?
holding a thing.
Okay.
Just the clothes on your back, the winter clothes, your staff, everything you would normally have.
Okay.
But it's quiet, as opposed to before you could feel the warmth of the fire in the kind of like weird like clamor of your friends trying to make their way out. Now everything's quiet.
Can I like? I'm gonna pull my quarterstaff out,
Okay.
and I'm gonna start like, as stealthily as possible, going towards the cabin.
Okay. So roll stealth, and it's approaching the end of the hour, but you still get a plus 10.
Well, good thing. 15. Or stealth. 17.
So your steps fall quietly, almost cushioned by this little layer of snow on the ground. You don't feel cold. It feels nice. You feel comfortable as you're walking towards. What are you walking towards?
I'm gonna go to a window, not the door.
The window?
I'm gonna try and
Okay.
peek in.
Okay. We'll jump to it back outside.
Oh my god.
What do we do? Oh my god!
How crazy is
Why
this
did I
ice
come
on,
in here?
How crazy is this ice on the wall?
The ice hasn't fully covered the wall, but you can see by the doorways it's starting to creep
Is there
onto the floor.
is there any area that's not freezing?
Like, are there?
There's like no everything looks like it's freezing. The mantle isn't frozen at all yet.
Is there anything else on the mantle?
Now that you guys have calmed down, you can see all the things that Pippin saw. You can see the sword and the shield. You can see the family pictures. You can see the chalice. You can see the snow globe. You can see just a variety of things.
I'm gonna
So
grab
Snow is
one.
there.
Yeah.
I grabbed the. Can I reach towards? I was like, she was looking at this. What is this?
Okay.
I reached towards the snow globe.
Do you touch the snow globe?
Yeah.
Pop.
Okay, bye.
Oh
Aries
my
gone.
god. And do we all notice that she grabbed that and
We were all
disappeared?
standing.
You guys are
there.
looking now,
Yeah, you
and
got
Aries
it.
Oh my god, she's
disappeared.
dead!
Did the snow globe move or something? Like teleport?
Not the,
Still there?
Before anybody
Willow's
does
still
anything,
there.
do we know? Oh.
We have
Well,
no
at
idea.
least we have. At least we
Wait.
know where Willow went now.
Where's Worthington?
Worthington's like sitting on the couch sleeping.
Let Worthington touch it.
I'm going.
Like at the entrance of the room?
No,
Like-
he's just on the couch near the fire.
I'm going to take the chalice, or the sword, off the wall, and I'm gonna try to move the snow globe across the mantle.
Okay. Yeah, you can move it without like it just like slides. Make a little grinding noise is like.
Don't break it, Pippin.
Okay, I'm not going
Leave
to.
it be.
And what if
Dude.
they're trapped inside?
They might be, or maybe it just killed them.
Maybe.
Should
You wanna
we?
find
Should
out?
one of us? No. Should one? What do we do at this point?
Mac, what do you want to do? Touch it.
Nah,
Can I reach it?
Yeah, the mantle it's not that high. You can't necessarily you can see it, but like you'd have to reach above where your eyes
We
are.
have two
to touch
choices. We stay in this room and try to find our way out and hope that we can, or we go inside. We all touch this at the same time, including one of us is hoping that we can grab Worthington and put his paw on here as well too.
just pick him up and put him on it first.
I'm gonna.
Well, I want to take a look around the room and see if there's anything else interesting.
The room is
roll investigation.
the room's slowly coming to nice.
We're gonna jump back.
Not one.
You're too flustered. We're gonna jump back. Willowa, you approach the window.
What is my rolls tonight?
And you see you're bathed with a warm light of a fire. And as you look in, it's a nice little cabin, just a single room. You can see a bed in the corner, a small stone fireplace. Nothing nice, just looks like someone built it themselves. It's just a simple log cabin. You see a stove on the side. You see a small chest, and you see a chair facing the fireplace, slowly rocking. It's a very high-backed chair, has a cushion on it, but you can see maybe the form of an arm on the armrest. Eerie. You drop into the snow on your hands and knees,
Okay.
and you look up and you can see Willowa at the window of this cabin.
Do I hear that?
You do hear it. It echoes a little bit, strangely. Yeah.
Just the glass walls.
I'm gonna like whip around and be like,
Okay.
and then like look back really quick. And is anything changed in the room?
The chair isn't rocking.
Damn it. I don't know where I am. Okay, I'm going to like get up and like, you know, I'm still stealthed, right, from my thing I did.
Roll
I-
another stealth check if you want to be stealthy.
Can
You still
I-
get the plus 10.
While she's like starting to rush towards me,
32.
You're fine. You're like,
can I like actually turn around and be like, and like trying to tell you to hide, like,
Okay,
so
I
you
stop.
see.
Is there anything around? Oh, I'm stealth, but I mean, is there anything around?
There's like a small. It's not like I would not say a forest, but there's like a small grouping of trees.
Okay, I dart towards the trees.
Okay. So you run towards them and you can hide and duck behind
Okay.
one of them.
But I'm watching still. And then, like, I'm gonna kind of, like, turn back around and, like, try and peek up at the window again.
Okay. As you peek up, the chair is still motionless, but you don't see the arm on the armchair.
Yikes.
We'll jump back out.
I'm going
I
to
need
stop.
a minute.
After Eerie went in there, can I see Eerie inside of the snow globe?
You can roll an investigation check.
Well,
Now, you were like furiously like trying to rip like frozen books off the wall, and Nick, you're just panicking.
So while Pippin is like poking at this snow globe, I'm like, stop, Pippin. Let's see if we can see them on the inside of this. And I'm gonna look close to the snow globe.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
roll
not
investigation.
gonna look.
Investigation. 12.
12. You don't know what the inside of the snow globe was supposed to look like before, but you see a cabin, and you see some trees, and you see maybe like a little miniature figure wrapped in some winter's clothing standing by the window, and you see a shed, but that's all you see.
Shall we send in Worthington?
Sure. First, I'm going to take out from my tinker's tools some like clamps and like pick it up and put it on the ground.
Pippin,
Okay.
be careful.
I'm very careful the whole time.
I'm gonna
Roll
like.
sleight of hand.
I'm gonna
with
wait.
advantage.
I'm gonna hold my arms out underneath this thing while he's doing this.
Okay.
Triple advantage.
Natural 20.
Okay, you
Okay.
do it perfectly. Your hands, sometimes they're shaky from nerves, but like a surgeon, perfect precision.
All right, and I'm going to first. Let's try this. And I'm gonna hold Tenaculum and drop him on top of the snow globe.
And he'll
It smashes.
disappear.
Looking at the snow globe, do we see Tenaculum in there now? Do I have to reroll another?
You would have to roll another investigation check.
I will roll 2.
Okay.
Drown.
I rolled awful.
So did I. 4.
12.
You don't see any difference.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
How is the ice?
Somebody help me
approaching
with.
us?
Be
How many
very-
It
quick?
is
Excuse me.
Let's do.
gray, looking around, and Nap, you will notice this as well. You guys are very focused on the globe. The ice has completely encompassed the walls of this
We
barn.
don't have much time.
The ceiling, there's
I'm
a
gonna
small
grab-
circle.
Yeah.
The fire
Yeah,
has
hurry up, let's
dwindled
go.
to
Snap, stop
but
looking
an
at
ember.
everything.
We're down to the roof.
I'm just gonna put
Oh,
my
he's just like,
Nobody told me anything.
Nat, help
Can
me
I
with-
grab the
help me with
chalice and the
Worthington.
sword and touch the globe?
Yeah, you guys have just put it down, and you see a chaliced hand touch the globe, and Gray pops away.
Gray, what the hell?
Okay, do I look? Can I see anybody else in this globe now? Please tell me I
You can roll investigation, but we're gonna jump back.
Oh god. 10.
10.
Even worse.
So, back
is
inside,
embarrassing.
Eerie from behind the tree. Woolawa. By the door, what are you doing?
I'm watching.
By the no, not by the door,
By the
sorry, by the
window.
window.
I would like to. Is there like? Does it look like I can open the window?
From the way it looks, it definitely opens. You can tell that it opens. You're not sure if it's locked or not.
Okay.
If you want to roll, you can roll investigation to
okay.
see if it's locked first.
Not that that's gonna be very helpful to me. I just got a 6.
6. You have a heart. You're not familiar with windows very much, especially this.
Hate
It's not a
windows.
porthole.
Yeah.
You don't know how
Hate
it
'em.
works.
Never
So
seen it before.
They've always been bad luck.
I'm just gonna try and like lightly push on it to see if it will, or pull on it. I'm gonna see if it opens
Okay.
like towards me.
roll a sleight of hand.
17.
17. You pull it, and you notice that you almost like instinctively feel like it's gonna rattle, but you put your hand on it to stop it. But it doesn't. It doesn't open.
It doesn't open.
It does not open.
Okay.
Eerie, you see a small slug drop into the snow.
He's a big slug.
A lot, yeah. Sorry, he's small in
large
comparison
for
to
a
you.
slug,
Yeah, he's a
right.
huge slug,
He's like
but
the
small
size
in
of a
comparison to
loaf
you.
of
I'm
bread.
going to like. Look around and see if anyone has noticed a big green blue slug fall from the sky.
You haven't seen anyone other than Willoway yet.
Okay. I want to get down
Okay.
and like army crawl over to Denoculum.
Okay. And so the snow isn't that deep. It's only probably an inch or two. So you're able to quickly go. You make a trail of like.
A slug trail.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Over to the slug.
Okay.
And Tanaculum, like,
His eyes pop out.
and he, like, as soon as he sees you, he starts, like, moving over
I'm
towards you.
gonna stick him on my shoulder
Okay.
and then go back to the tree.
Okay. So, well, did you want to do anything else after the window?
I-
You don't see any of this happen. This is happening, like,
Okay.
simultaneously.
I'm not seeing anything, but I know there was somebody in that cabin. But I don't know if it's friend or foe. So I am gonna go to the door
Okay.
and I'm gonna see if it opens.
You reach your hands towards the doorknob,
It's a bad
a
idea.
turn, and a click, and it pulls out towards you. As the warmth of the cabin envelops you, the heat of the fire, Gray, hands full of sword and chalice, drops into your knees, and you see
Am I
Willowa.
just like falling down?
You don't really fall, you kind of more appear. Tanaculum's got dropped on top of it, so he had some momentum.
Okay.
So Willowa, you open the door and you feel the warmth.
Now am I at a different angle than the window or the same angle as before?
It's a very similar angle, but you can see more up into the chair, and there's no one sitting
There's
there.
no one sitting in the chair. As I'm like peering into the room, does it look like there's anywhere where this person could have gone?
You can't see directly on either side of the door.
Can I walk to Willow?
You can start walking towards her, yes. And Eerie, you saw Gray fall.
Hello?
Gray!
You hear
Hmm?
hello from
Huh?
behind you.
Oh my god, I'm terrified.
You recognize the voice as Gray.
I'm gonna like put my hand behind me like in like a stop motion.
Okay.
Because I'm
Chalice in
really
hand,
I'm
sword
very
in hand.
anxious. I'm very anxious. But I'm gonna go forward.
As you
Into
take a
the
single
room.
step, Gray, you see an icy hand reach out and grab her shoulder and pull her to the side.
Why did I
As we
do
jump
this?
out. Back to the
Looking,
three of you.
so looking in, I see nothing on the inside.
You roll. What did you roll last time?
I rolled like a 10 or something. Yeah.
You're having a hard
We need to hurry
time.
up.
The more the snow globe moves, the more it seems
So
like the snow
I run
is
over and
returning.
I grab Worthington. Knack, help me. We I don't know what we need to do, but we're gonna send Worthington in. Worthington,
What is happening? I was looking at these books, and then all of a sudden there's people not here.
It's a magic snow globe. If you touch it, you either die or
Pippin?
get transported
Be
You
the
somewhere.
last-
described this, and as you're doing it, you touch Worthington's the globe and he disappears.
Okay. Do we see him killed? Do we see him fall in there?
Roll another
Oh,
investigation.
Pippin, help me check this time.
Repeating DCs get higher and higher. Natural one.
Oh my god! No, wait, stop! I got 18.
18. You see that the figure by the window is no longer there, and the door looks slightly ajar.
I believe. Do I see Worthington in there?
You don't see anything else.
all
That's
you
what
see.
you saw. That's
Is-
all you saw.
Globe seems to be changing. I don't know what's
Yeah, it's
happening.
magic.
What are we going to do? Are we all going to go at the same time?
I guess what choice do we have?
Is
Is
there
the
any-
ice creeping along the floor now?
The ice is almost exclusively around the mantle. The mantle is nothing but dying flames.
Before we go in, should we check to see if there's anything else here? Is there any books in here that would? Like,
They're all
I-
frozen.
All books are
Frozen.
ice.
As you look at the walls, the ice is starting to grow out
Towards
and
us?
almost become like this, like permafrost.
I grab-
like frozen
I'll
condensation.
go last.
No, I'm gonna grab Pippin's hand. I'm gonna grab Knack's shoulder.
No, wait. I'll go last.
Are you sure, Pippin?
Yes.
Pippin?
It's okay.
No. And I'm gonna let go of Pippin, and I'm going to hold onto Knack's shoulder and touch the globe.
Do they both disappear?
What disappear?
Why didn't he disappear when he was holding the wolf?
Really doing special.
Magic.
Don't question.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit on the ground with the snow globe, and the ice is like creeping around me, and I'm gonna sit there, and I'm gonna take out my broken pocket watch and look at it, and it's gonna make a little recording that nobody can hear but me because I'm the only one in here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close it,
A little
and then
voice,
when the ice gets really close to me, I'm gonna take a breath and touch it.
and you're gone.
Okay.
We'll jump back in. Gray, you just saw Willowa get pulled away.
I would have seen.
You can see, you're at a weird angle, so you saw her form disappear, but you
I
can see
also
that
suppose I was looking at Gray and yelling.
you
"Gray!"
saw the motion of
Okay.
her
I would
disappearing
be
into the house.
sprinting to the house.
Yeah. So you're like, Gray, and you see Gray start sprinting.
I'm gonna take off running too.
And you hear like a That's where Worthington lives in the snow.
Okay.
Attack.
I'm
So you're
I'm
sprinting.
gonna look back. I'm not gonna stop for the dog or for the wolf. I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. So Gray and Eerie, you guys are like an equal distance away. You make it to the door, and you see standing within the building, holding a knife made of ice to Willowa's throat, a tall behemoth of a man. Almost looks like he's made of ice with an incredibly long nose and distorted features. Looks like he's carved from like the top of a mountainside, holding a Willowa like a vice grip with a dagger to her throat.
Whoa.
Um,
Who are you?
Who am I? I should be asking you that. This is my home.
In the
I don't
snow
have to-
globe.
Doesn't matter where it is. This is my home. I should not have to answer these questions.
I'm so sorry. We did not mean to disturb you and intrude. We were forced in here, and we had no other way to escape.
Yes, sure, that's what the last one said.
The last ones?
You think you're the first ones to come in here, disturb my peace.
The Ice Queen.
This one, trying to break into my house, disturbing my reading.
Have you heard of the Ice Queen?
Of course I've heard of the Ice Queen. Who hasn't heard of this? She's the whole world.
She's the one. She trapped us in a room, and she told us to escape. All we did was touch a snow globe, and we found ourselves here. We were not trying to intrude.
And I was just looking for help.
Don't you speak.
I'm sure we can work this out. We mean no harm to you.
You want me to believe that?
Yes.
Send me one after another to kill me. None of them have made it out alive. Send them back. I'll send
Why
you
would
all
we
back.
want to kill you?
How do you send us back?
That's the Ice Queen's joke. It doesn't matter how I'll send you back. You won't be awake to remember it.
Send us back where?
Calm down. Do you work for
Before,
her?
the answer is Knack and Lonin. You fall into the snow globe.
Where do we fall?
Right in front, you can see the open doorway of the cabin, and you can see Gray and Eerie's form standing within it.
Where's the dog?
He's like sniffing a tree.
Okay.
He's peeing.
Doing his thing.
Yeah, he hasn't peed in like hours.
Yeah.
Can I see Worthington and where I'm from?
You can see Worthington. Yeah, he's just chilling.
Knack.
Yeah.
Where are we? I believe that must be that has to be the cabin. That's inside the snow globe.
Yeah, I think so too. Should we approach?
Well, should we get Worthington on our way in?
Yeah, I mean we can bring him over, I think.
Worthington, and I whistle to Worthington.
Roll animal handling.
Every time I try to talk to Worthington, I'm trying to use the same command each time for him to pay attention to me.
Okay.
Oh, nice. 20.
He like puts his leg down and runs over.
Worthington, follow me. Knack, let's go.
All
And
right.
I'm gonna rush towards. I'm gonna try to kind of shimmy really really fast towards holding on to Worthington because I don't want to.
What are you doing?
I understand what you mean.
It's like
Shimmying is like the.
I know, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Shimmy really fast over.
You know what I mean.
So back in the cabin, what did you guys were asking
I'm
questions?
trying.
I said, send us back where?
Back to the Ice Queen, of course. Where else would you go? You're not out of her grip yet.
Can you send
None
us?
of these people were.
Could I look around at the room? What he has in there? How does he look? Is he like a working man? Is he like a warrior? Is
He doesn't look like a man at all.
He
He
does
looks
not.
like the form of a person carved out of ice, but not the same type as the people encased in ice you met earlier. He looks more like he's living ice. Like his expressions change properly. His body doesn't move stiffly.
Can I say what's your name?
Names are a powerful thing. Why should I tell you that?
My name is Eerie.
And
Yeah.
mine gray.
You're holding our dear friend. Her name is Willowa.
Were you a resident of this town?
This town? What town? This is all there is. The cabin and the castle. Well, you haven't attacked me yet, and most of them throw something at me by now.
I put
Slacken
the
his
chalice
grip
down.
around you. Still held, but you're not. You can talk. The dagger isn't to your throat
I'm
anymore.
not going to talk.
Okay.
I have already
How long
made too
have you
many
been here
mistakes
for?
today.
Years?
Long.
Decades?
Years. I've been here forever. I've never seen anything other than this. There's nothing other than this. As I said, she put me in here when she made me.
Why? Why?
Why? Why? There is no why. It just is.
Can we hear loud shouting from outside?
You guys, by the time you're getting closer, you can. You can
Okay,
hear
okay.
his loud
Wait,
booming voice. You guys are pretty close to the cabin now. As Pippin,
I appear.
cross-legged in the snow. And you see Knack and Lonan.
I'm like, oh, thank the gods. I'm gonna stand up and brush the snow off me. And walk over to Lonan.
Can I dash in when I hear this shouting?
Yeah.
We only just got him calmed down. Here comes Lonan.
I'm gonna dash-
So what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna dash in with Worthington next to me, I guess. And
Yeah.
Knack, are you running next to me or no?
Yeah. Well,
And I just step inside and I'm just gonna look like they're
Tiger
they're
Top.
The guy.
they're to the
Shush,
left.
shush, shush, talk.
Shush, shush,
Yeah.
he's fine.
Calm
Your
down.
neck
fine.
was like, push up. More of them! You didn't say there was more.
Well, you
This-
never asked.
I don't need to ask. This is my place. You tell me.
Is Worthington growling at all?
Worthington's more like pushed up against you
Okay,
as soon
I'm
as
just
he
gonna
sees
hold
them,
Worthington
like,
close
whimpering.
while holding his like scruff on his back.
Stop. We don't need. This man is just defending his home. We don't need to attack him. Just put your
Have you
weapons down.
have you explained the situation that
Yes,
we're
I
in?
have.
I wonder if we're
Put down
sure.
your weapons.
You're not even near us.
I followed you.
Oh, sorry, you are. Okay.
He just walked in. Is there any more of you? Who are these?
This is everyone.
These.
So,
what race is
so,
he?
yeah.
Roll a history check.
What?
History check.
Well, it's like an 8 plus.
And they-
something or other.
You've never seen anything like this before.
Does he look like he's made out of ice?
Yeah, like
With a
living,
nose?
like
a
living
troll,
ice.
Maybe ice troll.
Maybe.
I have no idea.
I don't know what
So-
it feels like, guys.
I think
Lonan,
Cold as ice.
if you don't mind,
Yeah.
I promise you, we mean you absolutely no harm. We would love nothing more than to leave you alone in this place, leave you alone to your cabin. We don't even need to stay inside. We're just looking for a way away from the Ice Queen.
Away from her. You're playing one of her games. You want me to believe that you want to be away from her.
We never wanted to play one of her games.
Then why
we
are you
accidentally
here?
There's been a curse on our lands. Everything is turning to ice. And
That's-
we're trying to find the solution, and she seems to be the one who's causing all of this. And she lured us into her castle, and now we're trapped.
No persuasion.
I think we're sure.
Oh, it's like pushed really
wow,
far
that's
up.
harsh right there.
I rolled a 3.
What is it after?
Huh? No, like that is after.
Was
I rolled a 2, and my persuasion is 1.
Jeez. She's like, I can. She's like up and down with her voice.
She's like, let our friend go or I'll kill you.
Yeah, that's what it comes out as.
It's almost like
But
a
in her
chart.
mind, she's like, we can come to a solution here.
Yeah.
There's nothing but ice. That's what the world is. You expect me to believe there's things other than ice. I'm ice. My home is ice. This place is ice. Her cat, she is ice.
Do I have any markings on me from when I got infected from like the ice and stuff from before?
Not that you've noticed. You ever really looked?
You think, sir, you think that that us here are against you, but we were infected by this plague of ice and whatever else she's been sending after us. I myself barely made it out alive if it wasn't for the help from all the people around me. If you let our friends go, we will leave you alone. We just want to make sure that this spell that we're under, or wherever we are, that we can find a way out and hopefully save the town that we're trying to save.
I told you you're speaking nonsense. There's no town. There's just her domain. It's the world.
Would it help if you?
We could show you.
Are you trapped in here? Are you? I'm confused. I'm.
What do you mean we could show her?
We could show this person.
Him.
I'm
Her.
not sure their gender.
They.
I prefer that.
But at this point, how long have you been in this cabin for?
There's never been anything but this cabin. I
think
don't know
there's
how
been-
many times I've had to say that.
I think there's more out there than you seem to know. Is that what you're scared of?
Both of you roll persuasion. Pippin and Lonan.
Oh, come on.
I rolled
Gonna get
a
me cut.
7.
7.
Combined is 14.
Yeah. Combined powers.
That's not how it works.
Power Rangers, baby.
There's nothing out of here. Woman, you're
What do
one
you
of her
think?
kind. Blue is her.
It's a
You're just
it's a knife slowly moving
Can I-
towards
Wait,
your neck at this
It's
point.
pushing like closer,
So-
and there's like a thin.
Am I
line.
like looking up at him now then? At
Yes,
this
the
point?
way how far he's pushing up.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, wait, Pippin, show him your map of the real world.
Yeah, where do you think we came from?
Here, this is actually what the true place looks like.
I'll show
I
you.
wish I had something that.
Did you know there's 4
As
seasons,
he's like
not
going
just
through a
ice?
bag rummaging,
Yeah.
I'm gonna like look up into his eyes and I like look very
Wait, the weapon that
Wait, 1 second.
Sorry.
We'll
like
answer something.
very like I'm gonna look like very just genuine and very
Okay.
like scared, and I'm just gonna say I am not what you think I am. I'm something else. But please, we mean you no harm.
Roll persuasion.
18
Nice, yeah.
plus 5.
Oh,
23.
Finally.
she's the charisma.
Seriously.
That's why
Nice
I've been
job.
trying to talk.
Yeah, but you just didn't
You
know.
have an knife to your throat,
Yeah,
yeah.
he told you to shut up.
Yeah.
Willow. That's your name. She doesn't have a name. I don't think she was ever given one.
Do you
Show me this map, and he'll drop, and he'll drop the dagger as it falls and turns to water.
And I'm just gonna like
Oh.
Nice. What does he look like? Just out of
He's
curiosity.
explained how he looks.
It's like a
missed
large
to think of what it was.
behemoth of a man, probably 8 feet tall in comparison to you guys, with a long, jagged nose of ice. He has probably a little bit of slanted shoulders. He looks like he's a living glacier.
Would you say that, like, similar to the Ice Queen, he's like the Ice Queen's made of complete ice, is he the same?
The Ice Queen doesn't look made of ice. She just has like blue skin. She just looks like
Okay.
a strange, sharp, like weird person with this large headpiece. He looks like the top of a mountain that stood up.
I've never thought of this before, but is there a major resemblance between the Iceman and Willow at this point?
No.
Not at all.
No.
No.
Okay.
Willow's skin tone is closer to the Ice Queen's than anything.
That's what he said to her. He said, "You look like her."
I'll hand
Yeah.
him the map. Or them.
If this is, where are we?
We.
All of you must point at the same time.
On the map.
Well, we know
Sorry,
where we were.
we're pointing
We
to
can
the
do
map.
that.
Yeah, we can do that.
We all know where we are.
1, 2. Sorry, I'll go. No, who's first? Nan?
No, he wants us
I-
all
I,
at the
I'm
same
just,
time.
I know. I was acting like we were going down the hallway.
Knock you first.
Ready? And we'll all point to the same area.
We know where we are. So
Yeah, you guys know you are all at the inside Sturgeon Grove. Maybe your hands point like along the
Around
road
there.
slightly, but it's all in the same area. No one hesitates. No one is like, oh, over here. And you all confidently point at the right place.
Worthington's paw goes in the wrong area. He just cuts Willow's throat.
Yeah.
He's just a dog.
How? I need the rest of your names first.
What's your name?
That's not how this works.
As he says, I need the rest of your name. I look at Pippin and I'm just like,
I think we're shrunk. I think that we must be. I'm gonna try somehow. I'm very curious.
I'm gonna nod, and I'm just gonna. Can I just start introducing everyone then?
sure.
And
This
he,
is
that's like a harsh glare, and he's like leaning down right in your face.
so, and I'm like holding like the little cut on my
Very
neck.
thin, and it's not bleeding
Yeah,
anymore. It's
I'm
only
just like kind of
callous.
holding it. This is Gray and Eerie, and this is Lonan, and this is Knack, and this is Pippin, and our wolf, Worthington.
Strange creature. Never seen one like that
He's
before.
like licking himself.
I step in front of
I like him.
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
very nice.
He'll go to reach out to pet him and put his hand
We're
back.
I'm going.
Just
Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop his hand from petting him, but I'm gonna block where he's about to pet Worthington.
He already put his hand back.
Oh,
He looks like he was going to, and you can put your hand out, but he hesitates.
Okay,
anyways,
alright.
and
Would
pulls
you
his
like-
hand back.
To
I've never
Introduce
been
yourself?
outside of this cabin. You can't walk farther than the tree line. You
What
just get turned around.
I imagine
Turn
that's
around.
very
Sorry.
confusing.
You didn't try. Most of them try first.
Willow, did that happen when you guys?
I just seen the cabin and I recognized it before I came into the globe.
Would
So I
my-
went to it because there was lights on.
Does
What-
it hurt you when you try to approach the edge?
It doesn't hurt. You just turn around. You
I-
just find yourself back.
Where
I
do
did
you
go
start?
towards the trees, but not. I don't know
Far
far.
You can go for in a little bit, but
What happened to the others who came here?
I sent them away.
Where?
How did
Where?
you send them away?
I do know how to. I can send others out. I don't know if I can get out myself.
How do you send others out?
You know where
Well, I
they
say
go?
my name, of course. Why would I tell you my name if that's the way out? That's why I need to know all of yours first to make sure we don't have the same one.
Nice to
That we don't have
meet
the same
you.
name?
Oh.
I hold my hand out to shake his ice hand.
Not yet.
Okay.
Perhaps that's not the custom here.
What will you do when you leave?
Attempt to find the Ice Queen, and that's what we mentioned before.
Likely kill her, I assume.
If possible, then.
She's killing and hurting many people in our world.
Innocent.
You seem rather strong yourself. Are you sure you're not able to help us fight the Queen?
I'm strong here.
But how does that help any?
Yeah, do you think he's like this big when we go out?
I'm not. I haven't been out in a long time.
He's a
Not
little
since
miniature.
she made me.
Perhaps.
Could you show me places
Where,
if you leave?
if we could take you with us,
Can you try?
absolutely.
Frosty the Snowman.
We can definitely try.
What happened when we touched your world is it dragged us inside. If there was a way we could take you with us without being pulled back in,
Well, I will tell you my name, but that'll send you away.
Oh, this at the same time.
I'm not sure. Normally I have to touch you. The globe, it's more of a curse. It's more of a spell that brought you in. That's not, I don't think that's how it normally works. I don't know how it normally is. Normally it does work like this, but maybe not always. If you promise to show me places, is it all ice like this though?
no.
There's 4 seasons.
You see
Could you
that?
show me something warm, like the fire? It's all I've ever had that's warm.
We could show you places that
It's spring out right now.
are covered in green,
Like,
like
The
the
trees?
trees, but everywhere. Places that are covered in blue, like the sky.
that'd be wonderful.
Before we go, we can trust you when to be helpful along the way and not be on the side of the Queen.
I have no obedience to her, no loyalty. She sends people in here as a sick joke. She made me to be her minion. I don't. That's never what I wanted.
She
It's not what I
created
want
So she
now.
made you.
She's powerful. Don't know
I
what
put
to
my
say.
hand on her heart and I go, I promise to take you with us. If in any way we can.
Everybody join hands.
Does he seem like he's, or they, excuse me,
Tell him the
they
truth.
seem like they're on the up and up, yeah.
Yeah.
Insight for both of you.
12.
I'm not rolling anything for the rest of the
12.
3 plus, I don't know, it doesn't matter.
Both of you are having a hard time reading
Okay.
his icy features. As much as they're very alive and very active,
They're dead.
they're strange. And you can't tell what you can choose to believe what you want to believe, but you are unknown of his intentions.
There.
Well, I don't think there's any other way out of here,
That's
so
a he.
I'm not too sure if we could. Our lives are with you at this point.
I trust you.
Join hands.
We all join hands.
Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Oh, Jesus.
He punches him over and he smashes onto the ground.
Yeah, we're stuck in this cabin. We're all making quilts.
He grabs
It's painful.
Willow's hands
Oh,
and Aria's hands.
Yeah.
My name is Vitriol.
vitriol.
And in a swirl, the world feels like it's being tumbled upside down. You guys land back inside the room. The ice has coated everything. Frost covers the floor. The couches are just jagged spikes of ice. But it doesn't harm you. It's not spreading.
Is
And
he there?
roll a perception.
Of course, it gets caught in that darn corner.
For sure.
Don't even worry about it.
What'd you roll?
4.
4. You feel, Willowa, something brush against your leg. As you look down, you see a small, almost like a spirit of a cat. Light blue, cold to the touch, rubbing up against your leg.
Can I like reach down to like pet it?
And it'll rub up against your hand.
Can I pick him up?
Yep.
Is the snow globe still on the ground?
The snow globe is still on the ground. And this cat, it feels odd. It doesn't feel like it has fur. It feels like you pick it up and it almost like your hands almost go through it. And it's frosty. It's cold.
Can
Almost
I
like
look
a
at
small
its eyes?
Yeah.
Because I just looked deeply into Vitriol's eyes.
They're
Are
the
they
same ones.
Oh, he's so cute.
Can I
My
touch the
baby.
snow globe?
My baby.
Yep. You touch the snow globe
And
and you just feel
Can you imagine?
the cold,
He
the
disappears.
cold surface of the diamond.
It would be cool if you
I'm gonna-
teleported you in there and you were the guy that's stuck in the cabin at that point.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick it up and I'll put it in my bag.
Okay.
So we're back in the room.
Yeah.
And that is where we're gonna end this session.
What?
And all fun and dice.
Good episode.
Vitriol. He's an ice cat.
My little
That's
Vitriol.
awesome.
We have an ice. You have a pet ice cat.
Where's
So
your
cute.
That's crazy.
Good job, guys. You didn't murder Vitriol.
Worthington's probably gonna eat him, so don't worry about it.
Freaking ice cat.
This is like Pokemon. We keep catching animals.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good.
Guys, I can't do with these stupid rolls anymore.
Also, like the
Yeah.
million
Oh my
subs.
God.
Yeah, well,
You guys have, like, Will
Lumberjack,
Mitchell,
thank you so much for all the
crazy.
gifted subs. Appreciate it. I think it. I
How
don't know
many
if you're-
subs?
he gifted 30 subs.
30!
Yeah.
Oh my
Lumberjack,
god.
Thank you. Sorry that we couldn't
That's
go ham.
amazing.
I didn't notice until after. I was like,
I'm
sure.
pretty sure
Oh,
you
we're
guys-
gonna go ham now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
30
Like, just type
subs.
something in.
Dang.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
If you have a little
Crazy.
house,
Thank you,
you'll
thank you guys. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you guys enjoyed on a Friday night. I know that it was good
I
for
had a
us.
lot of fun.
I had
Yeah.
mine.
Friday's really good for sure.
So,
Oh, on the side.
we will not
Cool.
be playing next
You
week,
didn't?
next Friday.
It is Canadian.
Thanksgiving. And we all have some
family.
families stuff to do, and we're gonna have a busy week, so we're gonna be taking the week off, but we are gonna be returning the Friday after. So that
Yeah.
is gonna be Friday, October 18th. We will be returning for All Fun and Dice, episode 10. Yeah.
If anyone has any questions,
Yeah,
real
if you guys have any
quick.
questions,
Yeah.
I know that Opalani mentioned at the beginning that the music was a little bit loud. I think it's more so that we just needed to speak up a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Sometimes I tend to go quiet when I'm describing things. I'm still getting used to this.
If there's a few things that you guys are saying, like, you know, have any comments on, just feel free to message me or, like, let me know, you know, whenever, and then we'll try to work on it kind of thing. But yeah. And then, like, obviously we're going to be uploading it to
Oh, we'll see
YouTube
you
probably tomorrow, I would think. And then now next week, even though that we're not going to be doing D&D, next week is going to be the stream party. So,
Oh.
yeah. So,
Opalani wants to know if everyone's comfortable with saying what their actual first name is instead of their character name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
My
So,
first name is Pippin.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
Mr. Frost.
Crestfall.
Do you want to start over there? We go around the table.
Yeah, my first name is Wes.
I'm Daniela.
I'm Nick.
I'm Robert, as you probably know.
I'm Reno.
I'm Saber's helper.
Rachel.
Rachel.
And obviously Travis.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also Travis.
And we've
Yeah.
all been friends for like 6 years.
I've only
Some
been
of
here
us
for like 2.
longer.
Yeah.
I count you.
Yeah.
I'm only a little bit.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you guys next time. So in 2 weeks, we will return on another Friday.
Yeah.
So see you guys then.
See you guys around.
Bye. Stick around.
Stick around.